And we're live. Mega, 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 mega. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love shout out to everyone. O, diba? Ayan. Magandang umaga, tanghali, gabi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and konbanwa to everyone in the whole world. Again and again, we're live and welcome to ICEE Fit live stream. Ay, diba? Oh, CS, I saw you. CS, this thumbnail though. What about my thumbnail? What about my thumbnail, CS? That you like it, of course. Good evening. I mean, good morning. Good morning. I think it's good morning for you, right? Am I correct? Okay. Where's my ring? And of course, ayan to Erigi, Reggie. Ayan, of course, premiere is done to you. Kyrian's Kitchen, BFF, and of course, to my admin. Mwah, 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 mwah. Ayan. You like the thumbnail, CS? Do you like that? And ano pa ba? Ano pa ba mga hindi ko nakalimutan na sabihin dyan? Ayan, of course, again, we're doing multilingual, multi-live stream for tonight because we are going to talk about being truthful. Ayan. It's going to be, ayan, if you are, about the honesty thing. If we are actually true to ourselves, how much truthful or how true are you to yourself, and do you have like struggles of finding your truth, diba? That's what we're going to explore tonight because I want to know how true are you, and is there any situation or any kind of like instances in your life that you cannot be truthful because uncertain. Team Rosales. Oh, Team Rosales. Oh, welcome to ICEE Fit live stream. Mwah, 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 mwah. Ayan, ang gwapo. Ang gwapo niyan, guys, ni Team Rosales. Ayan, Papa Ball. So if you don't know him yet, guys, alam nyo na guys. And of course, if you are going to have any other language, if I don't know your language, we're going to stick with English for tonight. But of course, if you're having hard time understanding English, it's my pleasure to translate it to you guys as long as I know your language, guys. Okay. Because I want it to be a hub. This ICEE Fit is all about life journey. So we are going to be like a hub for different perspective, different opinion, but always remember, we can disagree or we can agree to disagree. And at the end of the day, we still have to at least respect each other, even if it's not, the same. Well, respect each other is such a big word, but what I mean is don't be rude to each other. Learn. Ay! Nurse RJ! Ano ginawa sa'yo ni Nightbot? Ayan, diba? Nurse RJ, the guapo nurse. Ayan, the most handsome nurse I've ever seen in the Philippines. Diba? Mega, mega. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love shout out to you, Nurse RJ. Ganda naman always. Aw, thank you. Do you appreciate it, Team Rosales? Coming from you, I like it. Diba? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I did. I did actually put a lot of effort on my hair, like I've seen this fluffy things. Actually, I'm a fan of fluffy things. And the thing with, being a live streamer, it's so hard to find outfit, even though I only live stream twice a week. It's kind of like, I've been doing this for a year, probably almost 2 years, if I would, like kind of like estimate it. I'm losing a lot of outfit. So if you like, guys, ayan, if you like to sponsor my outfit, you can always go to buy me a coffee, diba? Or you can always do sponsor my outfits for night, diba? It will be such a help, ayan, because this things doesn't really, and look, I've seen more. Oh, I like fluffy stuff. Actually, when I go to America, when I visit America, I had this very fluffy, how do you call that? Bag. It's colored like this. And I got stopped by immigration and they asked me, like, why do I have fluffy stuff? And I was like thinking to myself, it's fashion, But of course, I have to respect the immigration in America. But I just don't understand where the question. What's the point of the question? Ayan, di ba? And ano ba yung sabi ni Team Rosales? Mega love shout out, host Ganda. And of course to you, Reggie, thank you for coming back. I do appreciate it. And of course, mega love shout out to you as well. Ngayon na ba ang day na makaakyat ako sa LS mo? Of course, you can come up here anytime. Ayan. I'll put the link down below. Ayan. We're going to talk about, ayan, do you have anything to share with us? Diba? Ayan. I'll drop the link. Diba? You can always come up if you want to have a conversation with me. But remember, guys, we don't have to agree on each other's opinions. This is basically a community where like different perspective, different opinions, so the viewers or the people that would watch this can get other glimpse of what life has to offer. Diba? Ay, ayaw niya. Asa na ba yun? Copy. Ayan. There you go. And of course to Clive, Fearnley. Clive. Welcome back. Mega, mega. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love shout out to you, Clive. Thank you for coming back. And CS, what's with the emoji? Do you like it or do you hate it? I'm so curious. And of course to Mr. Su. I do see you, Mr. Su. I love his Halloween outfit, guys. So you should look it up, Mr. Su. Ayan. Yes, Nightbot dropped his link. You should watch the Halloween outfit he actually had because it's really 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 nice. Oh my god, that's so wonderful. And of course we're going to have our first guest and she's actually so adorable. I don't know. Are you going to a party, Clive? Of course. Just wait, Clive. Ayan. I'm just gonna go back read. And of course, too, Mr. Black Gamer Romainer is in the house. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. And sige, I'll come up sandali lang. Uy, guys, guwapo to, guys. Ayan. And I'm gonna disappear to change my whole lifestyle. Why do you have to disappear? You come up here, Lee. We'll talk about that if you want. And of course, to my BFF, thank you, thank you. There is a YouTuber called Immortal Lives. I had an epiphany. What? We'll talk about it. You want to talk about it? Okay, so do you remember from the last live stream, guys? We had Clive Fearnley in the house. Ayan. So today, I think we're going to hear, his voice. Ayan. So are you ready, Clive? Is this your first time? Is that Insult Convo, guy? Oh my God, is that one? CS? Ayan. We have to talk about that. We have to kind of like, change Lee's perspective and thought. Ayan. May pa-sexy sa thumbnail, ha? Dean! Mwah, 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 mwah. Dean Arwin, the super cutie in the house. Sign me up. I'm ready to come on. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link, guys. And be decent, guys, okay? Be decent. Okay, Clive, you ready? I'm gonna put you in. Please welcome Ayan, the first ever. Ayan, I don't know if it's his first ever, but his first appearance on ICEE Fit live stream. Ayan, please welcome Clive Fearnley.
Hello, everybody.
Thank
Can
you,
you hear
thank you.
me?
I hope you can hear that, guys.
Can you hear me?
Ayan. Did you hear the song? Did you hear the sound?
I think. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course, I can hear you.
Yay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Ayan, I've never done this before. Aw, well, it's
Yeah.
our pleasure to have you on. You can
Yeah. It's
always
kind of
just,
awkward.
like, go on.
I was just saying it's kind of awkward. I don't know what I'm doing.
Uh,
I just
no,
thought
it's
I'd come
okay. It's
on.
okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. Actually, because your first time, but it's actually your second time in the live stream.
Well, it's my
So
second time in a
usually,
stream, but I've never
yes.
been in
So
the StreamYard before.
yeah. So basically, like, we usually have these rules in ICFit where you have to come on cam, right? So that, they know who are they talking to or who they can hear. But, you already make me see you. So I know you're fine. Because before we had an incident, we had a bad
Oh,
incident. Yes, So we had a bad incident where I kind of like let strangers come up, so I'm being careful now. But of course, I trust you, Clive, and I like it. You know what I saw? Guys, I'm the only person that saw it, but I like it. It's so adorable. Thank you, thank you. And yes, I like it. Oh my god, it's fluffy like me. I
yeah.
like fluffy stuff. And of course, please welcome Ayan. He become a resident in IC Fit live stream. Please welcome and let's change his perspective of what he's talking about. Please welcome ayan, Mr. Black Gamer Romainer. Romainer Rage talaga.
Hello.
Can you hear the sound?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
I
hear
can
it.
hear it.
You have to dance, Lee.
Look, my perspective has not changed. Look, I think what I'm trying to say is that this reality of incels, if you want to call them, is a reality, and that reality is part of what we have to deal with today. And I'm willing to discuss it. So, yo, let's go. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's
Okay.
go.
Ayan. And Felipe G's in the house. Felipe mega love shout out. And of course to Claire's mixed edition. Welcome, Ganda. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. Ayan.
Hello,
CS is
everybody.
already trolling. And Clive also is in the house. He's the one who you're hearing in the background as well. Ayan. We're gonna give him, like today is, exception for him. Just for him, guys. Okay. This is my live stream. Yeah. So Ayan. So CS has question, Ayan. So this is just kind of like, like I don't think because he already told us before CS is actually, like a troll with a heart. Oh, diba? I remember that CS. So he's asking, is this Mr. Incel? So who is that you were talking about? The YouTuber.
I mean, look, I'm not an incel. Okay, like I've had relationships before in the past, and okay, I would say I'm an advocate for men's issues or men's rights, if you want to say. And one of the issues is incels, and I think society is very quick to dismiss incels and say, oh, they're just waste men, they're just men that are not good enough. Where this type of of man, you want to say, is happening more frequently. For example, one of my friends, he's an American guy, and he's been in Japan for maybe 6 7 years. He's never had a girlfriend here, never. And
Yeah.
he's a nice guy. I think he's fairly good, all right, good looking. He's a little bit overweight, I would say, but I mean, he's a decent guy. But he just can't find a good man, good man, a good
Good man.
woman.
Ooh.
So
So how about you, Clive? Do you ever had like because you're from Netherlands, right? If I remember
Yeah,
it
I was
correctly.
born there, but I'm in the UK now. I've been to
oh,
America
that's my
Okay.
too.
country. What are you doing?
Yeah. So like for example, have you ever had this kind of like do you ever kind of like aware about this word insult?
I've heard of it. Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with it.
Hmm.
And
What
what
do you?
are your thoughts about it?
I personally think that they should. I have no problem with them if they're expressing their opinions. I think everybody should have the right to be able to speak.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
and that's what is actually my advocacy. You know, I'm
I think,
having a hard time pronouncing
yeah,
that
I think
word.
they can be taken out of context a lot because I've actually spoken to a few, and usually they're actually a lot less extreme. It's just the extreme ones have louder voices, so they get more
Yes,
attention.
yes,
Exactly.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I
And
definitely agree. I think it's more common than we think. I mean, the if you look at the statistics, like 30% of men. Uh,
Lee is all about statistics, you guys. If you don't
Statistics is true. It's like it's
Well,
it's
yeah,
facts, man. But I
no,
mean, 30.
but like let me cut you off for a bit because there's like actually there's a lot to kind of like unpack about like what we're talking about, and the thing is my mind is just kind of like full of like questions, right? So let's unpack it like little by little. So
Of course, yeah.
guys in the live chat, please do interact if you already know, because I know there's also like fellow Filipinos, like, and they probably didn't know the word incel yet, but we already talked about it last time. So this time I'm going to talk in Tagalog just to kind of translate it, with the fellow Filipinos, if you don't mind, guys. Ayan. But I'm going back to English after this. So, mga kababayan ko, ayan, yung incel, yun yung mga, kumbaga, pinili nilang hindi magkaroon ng kaharutan, ika nga. Pero usually nanggagaling 'to dahil nga sa hindi sila hindi sila pabor sa mga babae, hindi sila napapansin. So, ito yung mga pinag-uusapan namin ngayon. Ayan, hello co-hosts. Ayan from Erigi Reggie. So, now I'm gonna unpack it. So, first one, you talked about Japanese, right? In Japan culture. And I know, like Clive, you actually had kind of like an interest in Japan, right? If I remember it correctly as well.
Yeah.
And so, like in Japan, at least in my opinion, being Japanese and half, like this is, and I'm not being harsh, I'm not being harsh. This is just my opinion. So, kind of like when it comes to foreigners, this is the observation I get, especially with Westerners that come in this country. So, one of the things, they come to this country with a lot of expectations, like some of them, and I'm not saying all of them, some of them usually come here because of either it's interesting, Japan is interesting, or let be truthful, because that's the topic for today. Let be truthful, guys, because you like Asian and there's nothing wrong with it. That's your preference. And
Huh.
don't smile at me, Lee, but there are guys that come here because of that expectations. They want to marry a Japanese woman, because of all the, that's another thing. But the thing is, that's another point, right? And one of the things is, like, I feel the expectations they get is because they're Westerners. They feel that if they come into this country, a lot of Japanese would just line up for them,
Yeah.
because they are foreigners, right?
I mean, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Can I
Nice
interrupt?
outfit and English from short name 333. I am from Twitch. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome, welcome to ICEE. And thank you for complimenting. I do put an effort. So go
You look
on.
like you
And
look like Chung Lee from Street Fighter.
yes, ha! Yes, that's the point. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am Clive. From time to time, you'll see Clive in his, outfit, the fluffy ones. I like it. So, go on. Okay, you leave first.
uh, I forgot my line of thought actually, but I think I was gonna say, like, as for foreigners coming into the country, yeah, I think that's one of the, for males anyway. I think that's men in general anywhere
Oh,
we
we're
go.
talking about men right now.
Well, I mean, just men traveling and going different places, and the first thing we're gonna, well, not the first thing, but the one of the few things we're gonna check out first is the local ladies, and it doesn't matter what country it is. But yes, Asian women are very sought after, and I'm not yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I think, yeah, it's very common. I mean, I came here, and I had a I guess a view of what it would be like, because you see it off, on popular culture about Japanese ladies. And actually, my first, a little story. I remember going on Tinder, and it was my first week in Japan, and I met a Japanese lady, and I didn't expect anything. I just thought, I met her, and I thought, oh, it's just a new person, and I thought, she's pretty. But I was leaving, and we went to Tokyo City. We went to Tokyo Station, and I was like, okay, nice to meet you. And she's like, wait. And I was like, okay, what? And then she just grabbed me and kissed me. And I was just like, this is Japan? And so, like, that maybe it's different for other people, but I think that was my introduction to Japanese ladies
Wow.
energy
No,
in
but the
Japan.
thing is, like if I'm, like if I'm going to be like very generous, I've seen Lee's picture back in the day. Like some people would think, because he gained, like, let's be truthful, right? Because that's the topic. Like, you gained weight,
Yeah.
and of course you're getting old, and that's part of the, like, so it's like you're so lucky if you get old and you still kind of like look awesome, and that's kind of like mean to say like that, right? So be
Are you
true.
giving me a compliment? Is this a compliment?
No, no, no. That's what I said. I'm gonna be generous, compliment before and
Oh,
after. And that is why the reason he's trying to, like, like, lose that weight. Because, like, another thing is with, like, when you're getting, like, when you're getting weight, it's not really good, period. And I'm not fat shaming. It's just not good, like,
Mm.
it's like, you can agree or disagree with me, but why do people do throwback photos or throwback pictures? Because it's not the same as before, but you can actually maintain that figure, maintain that, like, face and whatever, if you work on it, right? So, like,
Mm.
back in the day, I saw his picture, and actually he's pretty, like, he's pretty handsome back in the day.
Oh,
Back
I'm
in
not
the
now. What are you saying? I'm like now. I'm what? What are you
Uh-oh.
saying?
No,
Oh, Chelsea,
but the
I
thing
see.
is, like, you know that you probably know that for yourself as well. And that's the reason, like, aging is one of the kind of like depression age, or like
Like,
depression time, is because everything just goes down from there.
I mean, I
Like,
don't. I would. Yes, I think that's a little bit part of it. Obviously, yeah, people get older and things change and stuff like that. I mean, in my particular situation, I had a health issue. A lot of the
yes.
medication I had increased my weight anyway.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why I gained a lot of weight. But I think it's also to do with the kind of social climate of dating in itself. I think it's changed a lot, and I've seen it from the beginning of. I mean, when we're going on to another topic here, but I've seen from online dating from the beginning to where it is now. Where I mean, I used online dating just at the beginning of when of the online dating when I came
But
into
the thing
Japan.
is, there's a lot of factors in it. But before we, move on to another topic, so how about you, Clive? Do you think that, like, bringing back to the conversation earlier about Japan culture when it comes to, like, like, men, because that's my observation, like, the expectations that they had. And the
Yeah.
thing is, like, I feel like they become bitter throughout the years because the expectation doesn't, like, it doesn't meet their expectations. And when that happens and you're in a country where you couldn't really feel or fit in, that's where bitterness comes, like, you get to
Yeah.
be bitter, you get to, like, rather than trying to, like, reflect on yourself, what can I actually, do better for me? Then you
Yeah.
started, like, trying to look in the other direction. No, this is the fault, this is the problem. So what do
Yeah.
you think, Clive?
Well, have you heard of Paris syndrome?
Well, educate us,
Oh yeah,
please.
I've heard about that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Where Japanese people or Japanese women come to Paris and they have this romantic idea of what Paris is, and they get so, like
Disappointed.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
Yeah.
so
they kind of
Clive,
lose their
can you
mind.
educate us with that more,
Well,
Clive?
I think this guy he explained it very well, but it's basically just a disappointment of expectation. I had a friend who was obsessed with like anime and everything like that, and he wanted to move to Japan, thinking the entire country was just cherry blossoms and everything like that. He moved there, he went there, and he was incredibly disappointed when he found out it was city stuff like that.
Mm.
Basically, it didn't meet the expectations he was hoping for, and I think he should have been a little less naive when it comes to
Yeah,
studying and planning on what he'd do when he gets there.
exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah. I totally I mean, I totally agree. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. I think some foreigners have that expectation, and they think that they're going to come here and they're going to get loads of attention and stuff like that,
Yeah,
or they've got an idea of what the culture is, and they're going to treat them like kings and queens. Although
yeah,
sometimes it does happen. I think sometimes people do get treated like that. Some of my coworkers get loads of women all the time, or they get into the culture really well very quickly. So I think it depends on the situation, on the person, depending
Yeah.
on how delusional they are in the
Yeah.
beginning.
So the thing is like, like, let me cut you off. But before I cut you off, be careful with the vape. It's not allowed in here, remember?
What? It's
Remember, you
not.
have to like,
There's no
like
tobacco
you
in
have
it.
to break time, You have to kind of like do this. Yes, yes.
Gotta make a
Kind of
sport
like
ring.
that. Yeah,
Okay, sorry.
yeah. Yeah, so basically, like, because sometimes we have kids in the kind of like in the live stream sometimes, so I
Oh yeah.
kind of,
Okay.
yes, so it's not, I'm not really, like, I'm not really advocating it for everyone to do, so be careful with that. Yes, I am. And of course, another one is like, what I'm trying to say is like, you know I think, being truthful, like a lot of people have like truth in itself, right? So there's a lot of truthful in itself where your truth actually lies on your kind of your experiences. But the thing is, it doesn't mean that it's true to you. It would be like the truth for everyone. And
It's
that's why I think that's why
subjective
you
then.
have to have self awareness, right? It's not an excuse. And that's why one of the things that I feel like I like talking about is being ignorant or being dumb. I'm not being harsh, guys, okay? I'm just being truthful. Because there's two things, there's being ignorant itself when you're trying to seek for the truth or you're trying to seek other ways so that your life can be better rather than, like the word delusional is in there. And I think, one of the things that actually is kind of bad, I feel like, because there's a lot of delusional people in the world and it's kind of true, but at the same time, before you think of other people as being delusional, do you even think of like, because usually what happens is, like there are things that I feel like you are throwing out there that you think are, like delusional because that's not your truth. That's not where you're coming from. Yeah.
Sonic Fox. Sonic Fox.
So,
That's a gamer. There's a professional gamer called Sonic Fox, and he wears the same costume as Clive. Is
Wow.
that Clive?
oh,
Yeah.
yes, that's Clive.
Yeah, there's a gamer. He's gay, and he's very famous in the gaming
Gaming ring.
community, in the fighting
Yeah.
game community, and he's called Sonic Fox, and he wears the exact same costume you're wearing right now.
Wow. What a coincidence.
Yeah,
Ooh, might
it's
be that
exactly.
dude then.
No,
It's,
I
of
don't think
You're
course,
that's me,
very
but
popular.
I don't think that's me, but you know.
That's a coincidence. So anyway, Clive. So in UK, you're now in UK, but
Yeah.
like in Netherlands, because like what I know of Netherlands is just stereotype because I've never been there, right? So how about the dating time, or like when it comes to our conversation right now?
Well,
So do you think there's a lot of incels or like delusional people as well, like we see in Western or like America,
I
for
think it's a
example?
little well, I mainly grew up because I was in Frisia, which is just farmland. I was kind of it's very spread out, so you don't really get to meet as many people, so I can't really make a very good statement on that, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's kind of
But I'd
nice.
say it's
I
more
like it.
traditional than modern Western kind of culture,
Mm.
if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm not very good
I,
at
I
speaking.
I think that's a good thing, Clive. I
Yeah,
think the more traditional it is, the more kind of easier it is to have a good relationship. I think the
yeah,
more modern that people have become, the more difficult it is to date. And I think Japan is kind of the epicenter of that. I know maybe people disagree, but I mean, I've talked to a lot of students, adult students, and they've talked about their dating lives and stuff, and they find it really difficult, or they've taken the Kool-Aid, as they say, of modern life. Like they do the career, especially women. They do the career, they get money and stuff, and then they're like, oh, I want a family now, and then it's too late, they can't, and they forget all the traditional values that they had to create families before, and then it's too late. So
Oh my God, another one. Oh my God, CS, you're coming back. Please do. Ayan, let's welcome another Michael.
Thank you,
Michael
admin.
is in the house. Ayan, welcome back. Please welcome, guys. CS.
Welcome here.
Oh man, I can't believe damn it.
Now it's just you. Dance.
what?
Fans. Yeah.
Hey, all 100% true. Thank you, Mega. Love shout
Hi.
out to you, 100% true. So, Michael, how you doing?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good midnight, and
Good midnight.
whatever it is, wherever you are, whatever you consider yourself. Hello, hi. I just wanted to say, because I'm working right now, I don't know if there's a lot of feedback with the truck in the background.
No, it's fine.
I saw that thumbnail a couple days ago, and I'm like, my God, what are you doing? Like, you're killing me. You're killing me. You know, you're killing us, the people out here. Jesus
Aw,
Christ.
thank you. Is that a compliment?
Can't be doing that.
But
I'm like, when is this going to go live? And then I'm like, oh, Saturday? All right. Right when I'm working. Perfect. But I did catch the last video somewhere. And if I recall, this guy is the Mr. Incel guy, right? Or the convo, the conversation.
Yes, the conversation. Yes.
It's so.
No, I think you know, like, no, the thing is, we are talking about incel because sometimes I always kind of like joke around him because you know, like he has this kind of love hate when it comes to dating, and I'm trying to like you know persuade him that it's not about the dating. I think he really needs to realize this, that he needs to look inside, you know, and try
That's
to
all.
change something that's not working out.
Look. I think it's more than that. It's a very kind of societal thing that's happened now. There's a shift with dating, and I think that it's the cause of it is because of technology, basically, and dating apps. And it's made us a lot more separated than we have before. I mean, if I keep going back to the stats, there's so many stats that we go to, but I know you don't like
No,
them.
but the thing is, stats are there, and I don't know if you agree with me, guys. You know, stats are there, but you know, like, what are the factors of these stats? Like, what are the factors? Like, I want to know exactly what are the factors and how do they come up with these
On,
stats?
on,
You know what
on
I'm
the top of
saying?
my head, I know like marriage is an all-time low, especially in Japan. Specifically, like a
You're
lot of
breaking out. You're
Maybe it's
breaking
me.
out.
Maybe it's me.
Yeah. One thing I noticed with statistics is that the less arranged marriages that have been going on, the less actual marriages, the less marriages have been going on, the less successful the relationships have been. So I think that's food for thought.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the factors. Usually, in the past, men
Cannot live in
well,
the pastly.
well, I know that, but I'm just saying for comparison's sake. Like the family was more involved in people's relationships. They would say, you know, this guy is good for you, or this lady is good for you. You should hook up. But now there's a modern kind of phenomenon we have called romanticism, which is about 100 years old kind of concept we have, where we just think, oh, it's fate. You know, we meet this person, we have a feeling.
Oh, but
And
the thing
this
is,
is
you
gonna
know,
work.
when you say it like that, and you can pitch in CS, but before, you know, I say my piece, ayan, ICEE, this is a question from 100% true. Why are black men always your callers? I don't think CS is a
What?
black man. And
I think
Clive
there's
is
been
a
like
black
2
man.
black guys on
It's
the
just
show. Like,
it's
Let's
just
see.
you.
Apparently, I'm black.
See?
I'm black.
Yeah,
You're
I
slightly
love
tanned. You're
Michael.
slightly tanned.
Yes. Ayan. And Razelma official. Mega, mega, mega love. Shout out to you, Razelma. And the thing is, another thing. So, what
Oh,
I'm
that's
saying
good news.
earlier, yes. So, you can pitch in Clive and CS as well. So, the thing is, when it comes to like, and I think 100% true, I actually liked what 100% true was explaining about the technology. Like you can have it in a positive and in a negative way, but that's the thing. The truth lies to yourself. Like how are you kind of like being truthful when you use these things? I
Okay.
think that's one of the things. And another thing is like like when you say something like back in the day, now it's all about romanticism. And
It
it's still
is.
going on even until now. Like it's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
going
but
on. Back in the day, it's still going on. And when you say something about like it's not being like family oriented, it's saying it's kind of like not making justice with other culture that we don't know of
yeah,
that
that's
is
a good point.
family oriented. So it's kind of like a huge statement to say it like that just because that is your truth. That's
Well,
what
let
I'm
no, let
saying.
me
You have
let
to
me
explore.
let me clarify. I mean, I think in the Western societies, we've we're more less traditional, I would say. But there's a lot of men, especially in America and England, that go abroad to find a wife, that go abroad to traditional countries. Maybe like Sweden. Are you from Clive? Where did you
No, I'm
from?
from the Netherlands, but I think
Netherlands.
Baltic countries are very traditional still. Like Lithuania, Latvia,
Yeah,
that kind of region. Yeah.
yeah. I just know. Actually, one of my friends from England. He's a chef, and he's around 50 years old, and he was struggling to find a woman, a wife, for many, many years. And he just went to Czech Republic and
Yeah.
found a beautiful woman, very traditional,
Mhm.
and he's happy and he's in love now. But in the Western societies, in the advanced society, he can't find them because they're so modernized.
Yeah.
Oh, come
So
on.
The
yeah,
moral of
he
this
can't.
story in there, Lee, the moral of the story in there that you should really look into. But before that, Johnny Kimchi, mega, 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 love shout out to you, Johnny Kimchi, already making naughty comments in the live chat. So the thing is with that, like he explored, like because Western world is not for him whether we ask him or not, he explored into more traditional country. But at the
Yeah,
same time, you have to understand, you have to actually not just, like explore, but you have to like research about it.
I
Yeah.
mean,
The thing is, some
yeah,
people go in a country just because based on stereotypes. And then your expectation doesn't meet, then you become bitter. While it
are
doesn't
you saying
mean
I'm bitter?
no, no, I'm not saying it's not just you. I'm talking about in general, just how, like in general, like there's
Okay.
a lot of people, not just men, but also women, like they keep repeating the cycle, like rather than, trying to explore yourself, trying to know the truth about you,
Yeah.
because one of the things, this is very overrated or underrated, I don't know, but
Uh-huh.
Tab J, thank you, Tab J. I saw that. Thank you for the super chat. I do see it, guys. Thank you, Ayan. Say hi to Tab J in the live chat, you guys.
Hello.
Admin,
What's up?
please say Ayan. So one of the things that I actually feel is like, sometimes it just, like when a person, like when they go to another country and it seems that it doesn't work, it doesn't work even in your own country, it doesn't work. Rather than look what's missing, what's wrong, like what's the mistake I'm doing. That's why you have to explore yourself. That's why you have to know, like try to understand, try to be true to yourself,
I'm upside
is
down.
finding what is true about you, without the delusional and trying to stick on what you want.
Oh,
Then
shit.
you can explore, and then maybe you can get more, You can be lucky to get one. You know what I'm saying? How about you, CS? What are your thoughts about this? I want
I
to know
think
your thoughts.
I think a major red flag is if you're just well, I guess it's good that you're being upfront as to what you want, what you're looking for. But when you just come up at first, they always say the first impression is the most important. When you come up way too strong with what you're feeling and what you're looking for, maybe maybe it scares them away a little bit. Maybe if you just come up and go like, you know what, let's be friends, let's take it slow, and we could like each other, and then let's see what happens after that.
Nah,
I think
nah,
slow and steady wins the race. Uh, it's good that you're
nah,
being
What are you gonna
upfront
do
about what
with
you're looking
Lee?
for, but if
nah.
you just come out too strong with what you're looking for, it's like let's say right here, Icy, I think you're beautiful. I would love to go out and fly with you one day. I will buy your pass for you. I want to go out to I don't know where, Syracuse. I don't know where, but I want to see you. I want to get married with you. I think I love you. And it's just way too strong at the beginning. I think it's going to startle her away. It's going to scare her away, and
So
I think
you're
slow and
saying
steady
you're
wins the
saying you
race.
should be a bad boy. You're saying you should be a player. You're saying you should have
No,
game.
no,
That's
No,
what you're saying, man. You're saying,
no.
oh, you should have game. You should have
no,
an
no, no,
ulterior
no,
motive.
no.
No, it's just I think you're
What's
gonna
wrong?
scare any female away like that. Like, hey, look, I'm looking for love, and if I want to get married, I want to have kids. I get it. You're being upfront about it, but I think if you're coming off way too strong with it, you're gonna scare her away. I
Yeah, I
think. I don't
agree.
know.
I think it should be
And also
taken slow.
Clive one.
I think it should be taken so it shouldn't be an instantaneous thing that you don't tell her in one go. You kind of slowly develop it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But but you guys are talking from the male's perspective. Like a woman, if she likes a guy, she will go for it. Like I've had women that have just like, you know what, I like you on the first date. Yo, you come into my house. So I think that there's two sides to this. I think it's we're kind of ignoring that there's two sides of this equation.
Okay. So
Yeah.
because you said
And
two sides, I'm gonna
mm.
cut you there. I had because there are new people in the live chat. I we have to talk to them as well, of course. I had Jensky Vlog and of course to Josa Sisikoy. Mega, 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 love shout out to you guys. And Tab J, thank you, thank you. And Johnny Kimchi says,
Sorry,
IDs
folks.
Ayan. Oh, diba? Of course. No, but the thing is, like, there's two sides. And I like what, like, CS said something about, like, when it comes to being upfront, like, yeah, there is something wrong. But I think this is where it kind of like, I think this is just my opinion. If you know what you want, it's good to be upfront. That's what
Mhm.
you want, do you, boo boo,
Ah,
right? But at the same time, there's a point where you have to have the accountability where not everyone would like what you offer. Some people might be like, the same thing as CS doesn't like that. They'll run away because some girls, whether we believe it or not, there are a lot of girls as well that they'd rather follow their dreams, their career, rather than having a serious relationship or a family. It does happen now because we can have options too. You know what I'm saying? But there's a point in woman and man's life where they want to be serious, but sometimes it doesn't go together. The timing is not correct. You'll find someone that is not the same belief or the same point of view you have. They might take it super aggressive. Or some people, if they said that, like for example, Lee's point of view is like go straight, right? This is what I offer. This is what I want.
I mean, that's
Some
not my.
women
No, that's not
would
me. I mean,
like it.
I would never like go on a date and say, "Yo, you're coming to my house tonight." No, I'm not gonna do that shit. But I mean, I'm saying, like, okay. What I'm saying is, like, men obviously want to have sex, right? But women obviously want that too. Um, but I think women are more in control of that. Women are in control of who gets the sex. So if they say, "Hey, you're coming home with me tonight. Most guys are gonna say yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. There is dynamics in this. There's sexual kind of behaviors that we kind of ignore. We just think it's all on the men's side, that it's the men that have to decide. It's not. It's women are in charge of that. But men are in charge of relationships. We're in charge of, okay, will this encounter last longer than just a night? We're in charge of that. So
So
there's
the thing is, I
dynamic.
have to disagree with that when it comes to relationship. And please, Clive, Ayan CS, please pitch in again. But before that, Ayan, please welcome Ayan. Last time we had him in we had a very long conversation. If you want to watch that, it's replayable. Please welcome back, Ayan, Mr. Johnny Kimchi. Dance. So
I
guys,
remember this guy. Wasn't this guy like in charge of music or something?
in charge of music.
Oh no, I'm thinking maybe another stream. Maybe I think I'm thinking another stream.
Okay. So is there someone doing music in the live stream or in the background?
Huh?
Okay. Nothing? Good.
It sounds like some
No, don't do the music. I don't want to be copyrighted or anything. Ayan, please turn it off. Who's doing that?
Not me.
Ayan, turn it off. Ayan. Yes.
Hey, why's my battery dying, man? Oh shit.
Yes. Please who's watching? Are you watching the stream, Kimchi?
I think it's the new caller.
Yeah, turn.
Yeah.
What music you going on, man?
Oh,
No. Is it Clive? Is it you,
oh,
Clive?
I'm playing guitar. Sorry.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, Clive. Ayan. So anyway, so the question is, so how are you like agreeing with the whole conversation right now? So let's go with Clive first.
Well, honestly, I'm kind of going in between both opinions. I see some very fair points from both sides here, and I'm not really sure which stance I take exactly, but I think it's I think it's a very subjective thing that we're talking about. I think that traditional relationships are generally more successful because the people who want one they actually go out of their way to make them manifest. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
But,
sorry, Clive. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it. No, go for it.
I was just gonna say, like, if you want a relationship, both people will just say, okay, like, okay, I want a serious relationship. I want to get married. You want to get married? Let's get married. It's not that hard. But then when we go in all this convoluted shit, like, oh, don't be too obvious. Don't do this. Don't do that. Oh, don't be too strong. Don't flirt too much. It's like that's bullshit. That's modern stuff. That's all things we've taken on from modern dating and all this stuff. It shouldn't be like that. It should be just simple. I like you. Let's make a family. Let's make a legacy, and that's how it should be. But
well, it's like animals, really, because they don't spend weeks trying to attract. They do a mating call and then that's it. They're on.
Yeah,
you know.
It's like, oh, you're fit. You're ready to go. Let's go. And that's how we used. I mean, I know like ICEE doesn't like me comparing it to the past, but I think that was a more successful scheme. Like, it's just like you like someone, you meet them, you have a marriage, you have
the thing
kids.
is, it's so simple like that, Lee. So how about you, CS? What do you think about this?
I think this is probably going to be off topic, but if you want to start off I guess, meeting a girl, a woman, the right way. I think if you feel insecure about your looks, I think the best thing you could do is just be funny. Be funny. Go be, yeah.
It
Be funny.
is.
Have
It
your
is.
jokes
It
and
goes
just
a long way.
yeah,
It goes a long
and
way.
be confident.
Look, I'm
And that's
Michael
it, man.
Law, man. I have to be funny, man. I should be funny or rich.
How about you, Johnny Kimchi? I saw you disagreeing in the live chat earlier, Ryan. So what do you think about that? Are you good? Johnny, can you hear us? Does he hear us?
I think he's stuck
Johnny.
in the matrix. He's stuck in the matrix.
Yeah.
I keep getting
Yo,
muted.
Johnny,
What?
blink 2 times if you're okay.
I like that, Michael. I like that. Okay. So, anyways, so like, so the thing is, it's like when Lee was saying, it's like that simple, right? But like for me, when it comes to relationship, there's always like a conversation. Who handles the relationship? Is it the woman or the man, right? They always said that. And some people would say it's the woman, and some people would say it's a man. For me, it's both. That's why having a wonderful, or like like kind of like long marriages is very, very rare, is because it needs two. That's why there's two people. Two people that actually have, you're not always going to have to agree with your partner. There's always going to be disagreement, and that's where it comes, like, you have to respect each other's. It's not respect, because respect is kind of like super a big word, but it's more of like, you just have to understand where each other coming from, and you always have to meet in the middle. So saying like who's in control, who's not in control, I don't think that's a very healthy relationship. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing healthy, there's nothing perfect to relationship, but when it comes to like surviving the odds of being divorced, is that where it comes down to. It's not just as simple as like, let's get married like this, let's have a family. After marriages, it has more work. It's actually more work. Rather, more than anything, it's work, work, work.
Look, and that's where my point earlier about romanticism, this idea we have, like, there's a really nice saying about Western marriages are love in the beginning and divorce later. Eastern marriages are arranged. There's no love in the beginning, but it grows at the end. And I think that's a really good kind of analogy of how marriages are not about love. It's about building something together. In the future, you build that love, you build that connection. It's not all, like Disney movies. It's hard work, but we've forgotten that, and then we get kind of disillusioned and think, oh, shit, I'm not having sex every day. Oh, like she's getting fat. Oh, he's getting fat. You've got to really work at it. But I think it's very easy for us to just think, what, I'll just find someone else. I'll just swipe another time. I'll just swipe and find someone. You know what I mean? So we've got to get rid of this romantic notion, this idea that, relationships are some kind of magical thing where everything's perfect forever. It's not. It's hard work. But you've got to, it's about duty. It's a duty to your family, duty to your kids, duty to yourself and your partner. So I think we got to get rid of this dream, this Disney idea of it's all rainbows and sunshines and fucking sponge cakes.
So, well, you have to understand, Lee, is that you telling yourself that, or like you have?
Okay.
Anyways, ayan. So, Josa Sizikoy is saying something in here. I love your guest baby boy, he looks like Jackie Chan and he's talking about you being kinky. I know you're having a audio problem, like technical problems on your side. We'll be here. Ayan. And of course, to Pinoy Galaan. Mega, mega love shout out, Sir Pinoy Galaan. And Jensky is asking, like, what is the topic all about? Because she's hearing a lot of marriage in the.
Hold on, I gotta go AFK.
Okay, Michael, what was that?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Oh, who
Oh.
did talk earlier?
Oh
Is
no,
it
that wasn't
Clive
me.
or Michael?
Yes. Clive.
Clive. Okay, so Clive, what was that?
I think you said yes to go for a bit. But now that we have awkward silence here, I do. What's his name, Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Okay, so I think the solution to your issue, my man, is possibly getting yourself a flight over there to the eastern hemisphere of the world, changing religions, and looking for yourself, a woman over there, and you know, starting a new life. I think that's the solution. I think that's what you want. I think that's the
I
way to
mean,
go with you.
to be honest, I'm not really a relationship. To be honest, I think it's kind of overrated. I kind of just like I think there's a point in a guy's life where he just thinks, like you're always looking for a girl, and it takes so much of your time. And I just thought, what, I can't be asked. I just want to kind of focus on myself, kind of thing.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I think honestly, I was joking about going to the Western Hemisphere or the Eastern Hemisphere of the world, but I think maybe how old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 40.
40. So I think maybe do you have a Facebook or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe just putting yourself out there and maybe not looking for it as too hard and just putting yourself out there and just enjoying it. Like you said, I think the best thing I've heard you say is, you're just trying to enjoy yourself, and I think you should continue doing that. But also putting yourself out there. But don't go out and like, let's say you're gonna post a selfie and go like, I'm looking and waiting for my wifey to come out. Where is she? I'm bored tonight. Please message me right now, wherever you are, my love. Like, nah, like just take it easy. Look, you're a good looking guy. I think you're pretty funny, and I'm sure you'll find someone. I think we all have someone for ourselves out there.
Yeah.
Take it
Yeah,
easy, and
Another
you'll find
thing
someone.
is that this is
Thank
what
you.
I'm talking about with Lee many times. And you don't believe me, but like if a lot of people are saying that, like take it easy, and at the same time is like, you're trying to, like discover yourself and stuff like that. But at the same time, put yourself out there. It just doesn't come from me, it comes from a lot of people. So I'm just saying, and I like you, Lee. I don't have anything against you, but that I always like devil advocating. When you're in the live stream, be kind of like expect that I'll disagree with some thoughts and stuff because it's a
Yeah, I
challenge of
like that.
conversation. I like to challenge conversation. It doesn't mean that's what I believe in. It just means I like conversation that explores, possibilities and other topics and perspective. So when I say something like explore, put yourself out there, and if it just doesn't come from me, it comes from other people too. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot more people than us that says this. So how about you, CS? What you think? Do you
Yeah,
agree with me and Clive?
of course. I think there's nothing wrong. Like I said, put yourself out there, but don't come out too strong. You get me? With what you got to say. And we are in the times that we are in. We can't go back in time and keep wishing for times to be different. I think we just have to keep up with the times and try to stay a foot or a step forward ahead of it, and just go along with it. You can't do anything. You can't go back in time and wish that things were like they used to be. You just got to keep up with the times, and You'll be good, man. You'll be good. Look, you're a good-looking guy, man. You're funny. Just, I think a major issue is just coming out way too strong with what you want. Which, again, I think it's okay that you're being upfront and honest, which is, I think, good. But at the same time, you should expect that you will kind of, scare away some people away like that. Like no, can we be at least friends first? Because I think I don't know. I'm not an older guy, but from my little experience, I think starting off as a friend and then you just get this stronger bond and you fall in love with this person. I think it's a lot more genuine, and I think it's something that you'll that you're looking for. Like you said, it's not like, hey, I love you, let's just be together and that's it. No, it's like start small, baby steps, and then you get where you want to be at the end.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
No, but true.
I just gotta. I feel like you guys are feeling that it's something that I'm kind of dealing with personally. I mean, yeah, I've had situations like that, but I'm kind of talking more generally for men in general. I want to advocate
Okay.
for how men are feeling in general about relationships. Me personally, if you want to go back to me, like I said, the last relationship I had, yeah, I think it could have worked out, but it's a long story, but it didn't work out. But I think if a guy wants to have a good relationship, he should focus on himself. That's what I feel. I think he should build up his money, build up his health, and just focus on himself. And the right woman, if she sees the potential in that guy, she will go for him. So I don't think you need game. I don't think you need to try approach women. I think women are totally, completely confident and capable to see a guy and say, hey, I want to be with him. And that's what my advice is for men, is to say, like, work on yourself, work on being the best version of you. And like when the time is right, then the lady will come for you. You don't have to chase. You don't have to always go for it. And that's most of my relationships has been like, I've just been doing my thing, and then a girl's come out of nowhere and try to hook up with me. But every time I've tried to chase a girl, it's either been a very short relationship or it's never happened. So that's
Okay, so
my
there's actually
view.
like a point of view which I kind of like. Felipe G is saying like what works for women doesn't necessarily work for men. So putting yourself out there works much more for women than men. So the thing
Exactly.
is, so there's a lot of like, like this is kind of like lately because I'm not native in English, but I've been so like the moment I kind of like, because I've been live streaming for a year and a half, I've been so like it almost like OCD now that I really like to think about words that I use, because like sometimes a lot of words or vocabulary right now that we use most of the time, it becomes so overused that it lost its meaning, right? So when, like, for example, for me, when you say putting yourself out there, what I'm trying to say is more of like, like you put yourself out there means, like put the best version of you, but at the same time, like, don't be stuck in one way, you
Yeah.
know? For example, you like for example, a lot of men or at least women, like, okay, let's talk about women then, okay? So Lee doesn't feel like we're already bombarding him and like attacking him. So we're going to talk about you women, you girls out there. So there's a lot of girls. They want to have or they want to find someone that is, like handsome husband material, have money, this and that, right? And of course, like responsible. And this is my thought process. And I've always said this before. Like, you cannot have everything you want, for a husband. It doesn't exist. The perfect husband doesn't exist. Maybe perfect for you in such situation, but perfect man doesn't exist. No one is perfect. But at the same time, for example, this is an example again. I've always said this. Women usually wants a man that is stable, financially stable, have a lot of money. And lately it's been coming up like they want mid-20s with a six-figure salary. Doesn't work like that. Exactly. Delusional, right? But at the same time, they want that. So it's almost like you're finding something so rare, but at the same time, you putting yourself out there. Like, are you like, how about you? What are you like putting out? Like, are you just getting, and you're not putting out? Like, I don't like that kind of mentality. And at the same time, it's almost like when this when these things kind of like like things happen like this, it's almost like when you say putting yourself out there, it becomes so overused that like it's just dating here and there. It's not about that. There's a lot of meaning in that, I feel like. Well, you can disagree with that, but that's just my thought process. So
Can you
Johnny
hear me?
Kim, are we good?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you hear
yes,
me?
yes. No, I sometimes mute you because the guitar,
Oh
it
yeah,
out
well,
it out kind of like it out.
yeah.
How do you call that? Out
Who?
power.
Are you here? Are you hearing me?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
am
No.
hearing
Who's
you.
I'm just saying
who's
I've got to
who's
go. So
who's playing the guitar?
Yes, because so I'm sorry, Clive,
Kimchi
if I
is.
sometimes mute you, because like they have guitar sound. Yeah, because the people that watching, they're telling me that like they can't hear the words. So it's good. It's good. It's good. So yes, yes.
all right, I got to go now.
All right,
Okay,
Kimchi.
Clive, thank you. Thank
Oh,
you, Clive, for being with us. Ayan. We probably gonna practice accountability. So, your
Accountability.
point, Johnny Kimchi. Let's hear your
Um.
point.
Wait, I don't get why that guy was playing the guitar. Wait, what's going on? Is-
No, I think it's like, like some people like playing guitar when they talk.
no, I don't know anybody who likes to talk.
Okay. That makes
I
sense
don't know.
then. Okay.
I don't know I don't know what's going on over there. These guys are
Okay.
rocking out. Okay. Yeah. I don't even know where to start. I don't even
So
know where
to
to start
start,
here.
and Jenny
Um.
is bombastic. Mega, mega love and shout out to you from time to time, guys. I am from time to
I'll,
time. I would like interact with the live chat as well.
I'll tell
So
you
I
my point of view, my perspective. I agree with everybody. The thing about like American girls, like I can only account for my experiences, and I
yeah.
feel like American girls compared to Asian girls, they're quite different. Asian American girls are like American girls where they like to play the game. Where if you're too like the whole nice guy finished last kind of deal. If you know, I'm sure you've heard that cliche. It's true in America. Like they like to play the game because if you're too upfront, if you're too like this type of person, which I'm this type of person. And when you're up too front, they don't like it because it's too easy for them. You know what I mean? And they're so used to this type of game, right? And and and
okay.
it's
Let Johnny Kimchi finish.
no,
Okay.
no, no. Yeah, that and you know, it evolves from a lot of things because of society. That's the way how everything is. Maybe their father issues, but that's just the way it is over there. But in Asia, I'm sorry, what was your name again? Lee?
Yeah, Lee.
Yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, you can pretty much do that in Asia. You can say, "Hey, I like you." What is going? I thought he left. What's going on? What's going?
No,
What's
it's
going
all good.
on?
It's all good.
What-
It's all good.
What's, go,
Something
what's
just
going on?
kind of glitches.
Oh,
Something
is he back?
glitches. Okay. Yes, I'm back. Right?
No,
I'm
no,
back.
no. Is the guy? Is the guitar guy back? He's like,
No, 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 no. It's fine.
oh,
It's fine.
I heard him. All
Okay,
right. I'm
don't
sorry.
worry.
I'm
Hey, I'm
sorry.
Fine.
sorry.
It's fine.
Whoa, whoa.
I'm sorry. I'm
Is
about
he
to
in a
go.
car
Oh,
too?
But look,
Michael. Oh yes,
He's here.
Michael.
I told you.
Yes,
He's
no,
still
Michael
this is
is
me. This is
two
another guy.
people. There's two people that
okay.
yes,
This is another
yes.
guy. I'm black.
Michael,
I'm the black guy apparently.
Michael, thank you for the time. But before you go,
Oh,
Michael,
okay. Uh,
let me know your thoughts. Your last thoughts about these things and your message for everyone, Michael, because I know
My
you're gonna be
thing.
busy again.
Yes. Last thing I can say is just be confident and just be funny, and it'll go a long way. And to the people out there that the guys that feel like, you know what, I don't know how to dance, I'm not gonna go dance. If you're ever in a situation that the girl wants to dance and you're like, no, I have two left feet, you know what? Take a shot of whatever tequila. Be confident. Move however you move. Just keep a smile on your face, and trust me, it'll go a long way. Other than that, thank you so much, everybody, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. I do appreciate you, Michael. It's so always nice for you to be always here, Ayan. So go on, Johnny. Ayan.
all right, that was really
Sorry, I
confusing.
cut you off.
I thought someone had an electric guitar in their car.
No,
So
there's
there's like
two people
honking,
that
there's
is up.
turn
No, like
signals.
earlier, there's Clive and there's
Wild.
Michael. But,
Okay.
like they become like, they become regular in the live stream. So I kind of like give them kind of like, leeway if they don't have
Okay.
camera on. And usually if
Okay.
you don't have camera on, I just don't
All
put
right.
it out in the stream.
Okay.
So if you don't
All
have
right.
camera on, so you can actually like you'll
Crazy.
feel free to just kind of
All
like
right.
do that.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I was really confused for a bit. I was like, there. I was hearing turn signals. Someone's slashing on an electric guitar.
No, that was
Oh
Clive. I
oh
think
my
he was
goodness.
like, because Lee
Yeah,
talks too much.
all right. Okay.
What?
Next time. Next time I'm gonna bring my harmonica and get on my bicycle outside. But anyways, so yeah, like what Lee was saying, like I'm like in Asia, you can pretty much do that. You can go to a girl and say, hey, I like you, you like me, and be very nice, and they like it. And that's kind of the difference between like in Japan, like Tinder, as you know. In
Yes.
America, Tinder is more like a hookup dating app, But in Japan, it's more of like a finding a serious relationship. And I've talked to many foreigners actually here that use Tinder, and they always tell me these stories. Like they always get ghosted by Japanese girls. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, Lee, if you're familiar with that, if you've used Tinder or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I've had a long history with dating apps. Like I'm 40
Okay.
years old, and I've seen it from the beginning
Right.
of the conception of dating apps to now.
Yeah.
And I can tell you from the beginning, yeah, it was very kind of, I guess, easy. But now it's a lot more, difficult, I guess. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of other men are experiencing the same thing, and especially in Japan. And
Yeah.
the reason I think is because dating apps it's made for women. Like women have
Yeah,
all
of
this
course.
choice. They
Of
have
course.
all these options.
Yeah.
But for men, you're swiping like a
Right.
1,000 times just to
Yeah.
get a match.
Yeah.
So it's a totally different world for men and women in the date
Sure.
in dating apps.
Sure.
But the thing is, that's our main tool now that we use to find a
Right.
mate, and that's my issue. That's my
Yeah.
main gripe, is that that shouldn't be our main issue, and that's why I've quit them for me, because I think
That's good.
it's not a good way to meet
Yeah.
someone that you want to have a long-term relationship. I
Right.
on my, I know, I'm sorry, I'm talking too much, but on my
No, so I want to
the-
go back to ghosting though. So ghosting, because this is a
Yeah.
huge thing, and
So-
I think
so-
when you're talking about ghosting, it's not just Japan; it's all over the world. It's not
But you
just
know, but you know,
Japan thing,
but
yeah.
here's the thing about the one, because I don't really go on these. I've never been on Tinder, but I have a girlfriend and we've been dating for a long time. But I always ask my coworkers, because my coworkers are usually like teachers and they're foreigners, and they always tell me I love like kind of living through them, and they tell me that they're, they'll meet somebody and they have a great conversation and it looks like everything's going great, and then all of a sudden, ghost, they disappear, they're gone. And what I think is in Japan that girls don't like, maybe guys as well, they don't like confrontation, right? They don't
But
like
it can be both ways.
well, true, but they don't like to feel like they don't want to deal with it. It's like they feel bad, right?
No,
Right?
the thing is that's true. That's very
Yeah.
true. And that's one of the things that I actually like back in my first live streams. I've always say this with women because sometimes women can love me or hate me, but sometimes I do disagree with that kind of thing where like I always explain this as well, like to my husband because like he when he goes out he would get a lot of stares, but that's just what it is. I expect that. I like it, I feel proud about it, but at the same time, this is my line of thought, right? With girls, when like a man likes us, and usually when a man approaches us being friendly, it usually, according to people or friends that I had, guy friends, it usually because there's a slight chance that you'll fuck them. That's just all about it, right? Yes. So the thing is with me, like with girls, and this is kind of like, it's not a rant or a grudge, but the thing is with me, with women, it's already hard for a man to find partner because they have to put out. That's why you're the hunter. You have to kind of like, you have to hunt us, you have to persuade us, you have to do the work more than us, but like a lot of women would disagree with that, but that's not my point. My point is the same thing. If a person likes another person, if they are nice to that person who likes you, it translates to I have a chance. If
No,
you don't say it,
I
fine.
disagree. I disagree with that. I really
But
disagree with that.
but the thing is, you can disagree with that, but we have to talk about the people that actually like a person that became in this kind of scenario. We cannot, like, for me, for example, I can only tell my experiences.
Okay.
You can only tell your experiences.
All right.
But the thing is, sometimes there's a situation where we kind of like talk this out, give our opinions, but we are
Okay.
never in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Why are we not in that situation?
I mean,
There are
we can
people.
speak
Yes.
generally. I think there's nothing wrong with speaking generally, and I
Yes.
like I said, I've talked to a lot of my friends, my own experiences in the past, my family members, my experience, like my YouTube videos of people's experience on YouTube and all that stuff, and the stats from that, and like empirical data and everything. Like it's like there's all that data that is there. You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't want to go on, but yeah, yo, go for it. But I'm saying there's lots of data.
I just think each situation is very different. Just because a girl is very friendly doesn't mean you have a chance. I mean, it depends on the whole situation, right? It depends on what your conversation is, what the vibe is, and just because someone
No,
is
but the
being
thing is, like I'm talking about when you say something in the line of like, because women are not confrontational. And that's the
okay,
point I'm going to. It's not about the general of what is the situation. It's more of like the point of what you were saying, Like it is very
I'm
hard for a woman to kind of like say, and it's a problem for a woman because we don't usually like telling men, and it could be like different motives. It's either because they want to use you, because we know you like us, so it's like, we'll keep you in a hang because there are women out there like that. But
sure.
also in a point of view where like it is nice to just be upfront because there are people out there, and it's so easy. It's like, why just not do that so it's clear, so you're
But,
not
but
wasting other people's time,
Can
so
I can
there's
I just
no boosting.
I mean, just to say, look, I think that there's different levels of men, and I think a lot of women go for certain men that fit their criteria. And with those type of men, if they're like, I know I've said this before, like a rating of 10. If they're a rating of 10, all these criteria and like I don't know if I should go for him and stuff, that goes out the window. They will go straight for those guys and to say, you know what, all my rules out of the window. I'm just gonna go for this guy because like he's rich or he's good looking or he's got a six pack, whatever. But then for the average guy, we have to go through a lot of hoops and like be nice and be don't be too direct and all this stuff. So I think
I feel like that goes both ways though. Like I feel like it goes both ways. Yeah. I feel like you're being really unfair to women though, ICEE. I feel like it's
I think it's
both.
yeah, okay.
both.
Let me say
because,
I think
it's both, right?
it's both, but I
both.
think men are more not as discriminative as to sex. To sex.
Okay.
Like, I think a lot of men will
And the
have
thing
sex
is,
with
like,
a lot of
where
a
we're
wider range
talking,
of
like,
women.
No, but the thing is, when we're talking about confrontational in the aspect of dating, that's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of men out there, and I'm hearing this a lot lately. They usually say, and their problem is like, women doesn't say they like us. We know it like down the lane when we're already married and something. Like, why didn't you say that before?
What?
And then they complain. There's out there. And then there's another thing. Okay, so if you don't like me, why didn't you say it? Then I didn't have to waste my time.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
exactly. I'm sorry.
right?
That's true.
That's
I
the
think it,
thing I'm talking about, because we're talking about being confrontational. It's not about like the
wait,
other
okay.
situation.
Can I say something? What I'm talking about confrontational is Japanese people in general don't like confrontation. That was what I was talking about for as far as Tinder goes and ghosting. But you're talking about a different type of confrontational. But here's the thing, like we don't know each individual situation because here, one situation is like you said, there might be a woman that is just using the man, right? Like I don't really like him, but I'm just gonna use him. All right. But there's other situation where the girl is like, you know what? He's not that bad. Let me go on another date with him. Okay. Oh, well, okay. I like this and I don't like that. Okay, let me go on another date with him. And it's like they don't know themselves. You know what I mean? And then
That's what I'm saying. Be truthful. Be truthful about yourself.
well, yeah, that's exactly what. Yeah,
But here's the thing: how can they be truthful if they don't know the truth themselves? If they don't know, if they
That's what I'm saying. That's why you have to actually, rather than complaining about what is wrong, about what's happening around you, be self-aware and find your truth, rather
are you
than
talking about
complaining of the thing.
but not everybody is self-aware. It's like everyone's different and every situation is different. And then I can give you more examples of this kind of situation. But
Oh, that's
the
why
guys,
it's
but
actually good.
here's the thing. It's also the guy's fault. If the guy's going on 7 dates and he doesn't know that she likes him, he's not getting what like he's not getting that she's saying that she likes him. That's on his part too. You know what I mean? It's two to tango. So it's like you can't just
That's what
blame
I'm
the girl.
Okay, so
You didn't
before
say
we
that.
move
You
on,
didn't say that.
before we move on, let's welcome back Ayan from his long vacation in the island of Turkey. Please welcome Sir Pinoy Galaan.
hello.
Sayaw, sir.
I didn't know we had to dance.
And another one, Ayan. So, Clive, are you ready? You're finished practicing your guitar. Please welcome back, Clive. This is the one in the background. So
Okay. All right.
so everyone can know, I'm gonna do a different one because I usually don't do this. but hold on. Let me just do this thing. How do you hold on? Oh, it doesn't have that. Okay, never mind. Okay, please welcome back, Clive.
What's up, Clive?
Hi.
Are you good now? You finished practicing?
Wow, what the heck?
Uh,
Let's go.
yes.
Can
That's
I
Clive.
can I just add to I'm
Who's
sorry I
Clive?
forgot your name.
Huh?
Guy the hoodie.
Clive.
John.
Clive.
John.
John.
Oh, we both have hoodies. Yeah.
The black hoodie.
Yeah. How come there's a mascot in here? Okay. Yeah, John. Yeah.
I think that if a woman is on a date with a man, she should only go on a date with that guy if she wants to have sex with him.
Whoa, whoa.
No. Listen,
Unbelievable.
hear me out. I think that is the only way. If there's attraction, if there's attraction there, sexual attraction, I think it's the only time. If there's no attraction there, why is she there? Because the guy is there for, come on, let's be honest, right? A guy is there because he wants to have a relationship. He wants to have sex. We got to be real about this. So if a girl's there and she's like, well, I don't know, he's all right, he's a friend. Like, that's not the point. Like, the guy's there for a reason. A girl knows this, why the guy's there. If she doesn't feel that attraction, don't go on a date with him. If you don't like him, don't go on a date with him. I think it's that simple. It's that simple.
But there's a difference between just attraction and having sex, right?
Well,
I agree with that.
There's a potential. There's a potential of
Okay.
Before you argue both, please.
I'm not arguing.
Let us know what. No, guys, we're not arguing here. Okay, it's just kind of like words thrown upwards. Okay, so how about you, Sir Pinoy Galaan? What do you think? What do you think of all these things? Being as the kind of like our senpai, which means senior in all of this dating and marriage life and being in a happy marriage life. What do you think about all of this?
Well, should I speak in my personal experience or just my personal
Go
thoughts?
ahead, your opinion.
Just go for it,
Okay.
lad.
Okay. Personally, my thought about this thing is just there are people who are trying to go out to comfort themselves. There are people who are going out trying to find somebody who can or someone who can be with them that we so called forever, husband or wife. Um, I forget. May I know the name on the upper man?
Lee?
In the white one,
That's
white
Lee.
shirt.
Yeah, that's Lee.
Lee. Yeah. Earlier he said that a woman will go out for a date with you, just because of. Am I right? For
X, yeah.
yes, sex. Um, there are. I agree with that. There are people who are, or should I say, I have met a lot, but it's just because of there are needs for something. You know, there are needs about maybe comfort for having sex, or yes, should I say like that? Um, when I was in Hokkaido in Japan, I have a Japanese friend who'd been able to live in Australia and adapt Australian culture. Um, she actually introduced me into Tinder.
Yes, Tinder.
Yeah, um, because he said, "Oh, Japanese girl will like you because you are brown, you are like this, you look like
Yeah.
very different." and you speak English nicely. I said, wow, I didn't know that. Oh, to comfort myself, I did download because there's a so-called needs of, you know, I cannot make myself love all the time. I need somebody to share it. So I did, and I yes agree with the Kenji, um
Lee.
Lee,
Yeah, Lee.
yeah, Lee.
So basically, do you agree that, like, because it's almost like, like in this live chat, we can always agree to disagree, and that's the whole point of the live stream.
Yes,
We
I
don't have
agree with
to
that.
agree to whatever, each other is saying, but it's just more of a conversation. It's more of like an option for people to actually kind of like ponder or explore, different perspective. But, earlier when it comes to ghosting, and I do agree with, like with Johnny, in Japan, it's a big problem in Japan because we
But
are not confrontational.
can I say that one thing about I didn't get to finish that too. One thing I learned about that what because I said in Tinder in America there people just usually want to just do it right get a hookup, but in
Yeah.
Japan girls want to actually what's going on girls want to actually find a partner to marry, right? So
Yes.
they're probably talking to like multiple men, and so if you don't meet those criterias, they kind of just ghost you, and they go for the one that they think is more the most marriage material, and I feel like that's what it is, and that's why they ghost, especially with foreigners, these kind of conversations.
I think it's because Japanese men most of them are very shy compared to
Well,
women.
No,
Japanese
the thing
women,
is
I
that's
think
very
if they are
true.
more
Like lately, it's more of like, in Japan, that's why, marriage is getting low, birth rate is getting low, and everything above. I know that technology comes into play in Japan, but I couldn't say that all over the country. And, like, for example, when it comes to like dating, I know like, Tinder and stuff. Tinder is pretty known for hooking up. At least
Yes,
that's what I know, right?
but not for
So if
relationships.
at least
yes,
that's what I
for
experienced.
yes. And
but
if
but
you're
but
looking
but
for a serious relationship, in the first place, it does happen. It does happen. Some two people click and they wanted a relationship. Good
Yeah.
for them. That's kind of like, one of the, those people. But most of the time, that's why it become a stereotypical of hooking up, is because that's what most of the people in the Tinder is doing. And that's what becoming the mainstream. So if
I
you're a person who wants to be in a serious relationship, why Tinder? You know what I'm
I
saying?
but all the people that I've met, foreigners who have or who are men who have Japanese wives or girlfriends, they all met them through Tinder,
Yeah.
like
And
five,
that's the thing.
five
It's
or
like
more.
those, like,
What
I've also known people that met
But
on
in
Tinder,
America,
but they
no,
click.
no way. Yeah,
They click. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. If you put yourself out there, it's like there's this thing that a guy told me before. If you're not good looking, right? You're going to be rejected anyhow. But that's part of life. You're gonna be rejected anyway. You can be the most handsome or most prettiest. You're not always going to be the cup of tea of everyone, right?
That's for
So the
sure.
thing is, if you're gonna try 10 times, ask 10 times, at least once somebody would say yes,
yeah,
you
of
know?
course.
And you got one. That's good enough. Try more. Try 50 times. Then you'll get probably two. But if you're not gonna try hard, or you're not hard, but if you're not gonna try and put yourself out there, then how are you going to find that? It's almost like, like if you want to be truthful to yourself, if you're not gonna explore and kind of reflect on what you're doing, how are you going to find who you are? You know what I'm saying?
Here's one more thing too. I've noticed too in Asia that people are not as superficial like in America as far as physical looks, especially in Japan. Women here more like personality, and and the number one thing is friendly and kindness. They want kindness. They always say, "What do you look for in a man?" They say kindness, right? I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
You know what? Sometimes I feel like this is my thing. Okay, this is my thing. Because, a lot of women has these fantasies in ourselves. We always say like, what do you look for a man, right? I
They
don't care
always say
about the looks.
kindness.
Yeah, I don't care about the looks as long as they're kind. But what are they dating? That's what you have to look for. Who are they dating? That's the truth right there. Because some people, and these are the girls, these are the cycle, and then I've been in this cycle as well. Like women's, like general, we like bad types, because that's the thrill of it. Good looking, bad
Young,
type,
young, young
playboy.
girls like bad types. Young girls like that.
Exactly. So the thing is, it become a cycle. And some people couldn't get out of that comfort zone because that's their whole dating life. And
That's
then they
also
want
probably like a father issue as
to.
well.
Yes, there's both a lot. And that's what I'm saying. If you're not gonna look into this stuff and you're just gonna complain and blame the things that are happening around you, but you're not closely paying attention in yourself, then that's not, there's not no changes. Because it's like, like this has been talked a lot about, like people that are successful in their lives, as part as we know, you know, like like for example, I don't know,
Give us an
Clive, are
example.
you there? Clive?
Yeah.
Okay. So how about
He's
you
frozen.
with your
Oh no,
dating life? Yes, he's
Uh,
but
just
he's
on the
married.
background without
Can't
camera.
really
Oh,
put much
Clyde, he's in
effort
the
into
car.
it if I'm going to be
Clive.
honest.
So how about you, Clive? How, like, if you're gonna rate your dating, like kind of like dating experiences, do you ever had that point where you complain too much, or you just get what you take what you get?
I'm more of
Take what
I'm
you
not very picky, to be honest.
So basically, you take what you get,
Yeah.
and
Dang.
you're happy with it.
Nah. I'd rather have a
Clive, you should be picky.
yeah, I
You should be
know.
picky
Well, that's
because
the thing. Be picky according to your level. Real
oh, well,
talk,
yeah,
guys.
but at the same no, nah,
I
but this
know
is
I'm
where
harsh,
I
guys,
got
but
this is where I get upset because
He's
I
upset.
think
yeah.
I think men we are so used to kind of acquiescing to what women want because we men like women and we acquiesce all the time. Like, okay, I'll give it to this, I'll give it to that, but we have standards too. Men, we want certain things out of women, and we shouldn't deny that. We shouldn't deny that. Most men want women that have not had a lot of men. Most men like women who who don't have children before they've met them. So I mean, there's so many kind of things, but we are not allowed to say that. And I think that's okay. Like, and I think that's what causes a lot of problems. I think
What is this?
men are not allowed to say, "Hey, this is what I want," but women are allowed to say, "You know what? I don't like this type of man. I don't like this type of guy." But as soon as a man says something, oh, that's sexist, that's misogynist, that's you can't do that. So I feel we should have men should have be able to say, hey, I want a woman that is a virgin. I know that's extreme.
You said it. You said it.
I,
But
I, so, I
before
said it,
that,
I said it,
I
but
like it. I like it. It's
but
good.
that's what I'm
Who
telling you. This is
says
what
that?
guys think. This is what guys think. We want
Who
a
says
woman that is
that?
virtuous. We want a woman that is
Nobody wants to.
holy.
Nobody wants a virgin.
There's
come
there's
on,
guys, there's guys.
don't be.
Oh
This,
yeah.
look,
Come
that's
on.
the thing. This is the thing that I like about
Nobody wants a
conversation is
virgin.
because no, the thing is this is what I like about conversation is
You
because
think you want a
you
virgin,
don't
but once you get it, then you're just like, oh wait a minute, I
No,
changed
no,
my
no, no.
mind.
There's a difference. There's a difference. I think women don't want a virgin. Like a guy
I'm talking
that
about
is a
you.
virgin. No,
I'm
no,
talking
a
about
guy
you.
like no, a guy. Listen to me. A guy that is a virgin for a woman. Hell no. They'll be like, what? You got no
okay, now I
experience.
have
Know what
to
you're
do
doing?
this now because we're talking at the same time. You know, the viewers are having hard time to listen to is everyone talking. Okay,
Sorry,
I'm
I'm
gonna
sorry.
do that. Okay, so before that, ayan, Tirinel ganda. Ayan, Tirinel, and of course, Shirley, Samantha, mega, 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 love shout out to you guys. Ayan, thank you guys. And Jensky, oh, diba? Natawa. So, Jensky love that. Jensky love that truthfulness. No, but the thing is, this is one of the things that I feel like, you know,
You don't
this
want a
is one of
virgin.
the things that
We
I
want
feel
a virgin.
is
You
very
don't. You don't want
important
it. You
that
don't want that.
it is very important that conversations happens because like we are always stuck in our bubble. We are always stuck in our bubble. We only know what that we don't know what happening to the other culture, to
Oh
the
my
other
god.
part.
You
But the
know,
thing is, with that said, coming from a third world country as well, which is Philippines, virgin is a thing. Am I right, Sir Pinoy?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's a thing that most men in Philippines would like to have.
but have they dated a lot before, like, or is that their first girlfriend? What's the situation here?
No, that's the thing. They have dated before, but the thing of the fantasy
They're-
of being a virgin, which is you didn't have a lot of men with you. You didn't slept with so many men. I'm the
well,
first.
that's what. Well, you know what? Then that's their own issue. That's their own pride. That's their own self, right? Right?
No,
Right?
but the thing is that's what we're
Is that
talking
not?
about.
But is that
No,
not?
no, but that's what we're talking about. It is
Okay,
their
so
own truth, but
okay,
these
okay,
things happen. That's what
all
Lee
right.
is talking about. This
I
is
know,
out
I know
there.
what he's talking about, but I'm just saying you don't want a virgin. It's like
Why? Explain. I want you to explain why is a virgin not a good thing. Explain to us why.
because it's like let's see, let's see, let's try to get it as PG as possible here. All right, you want to if you're gonna get a car, right? You want a car that's been around the block, right?
You serious, man? Like really?
Yeah, yeah,
Really? Okay, you go to the car store. You
yeah.
got like you're a millionaire. You got all this money, and you're like, you know what? I want that Ferrari, but has it been used before?
Wait a
Has
minute.
someone like has someone spilled coffee on the fucking dashboard? Has someone
Are you
like just thrown some fucking McDonald's in the back?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
well,
know
Let me
what?
stop.
I'll have
Let me
that.
stop you there. So
with,
that analogy
Well,
of a car is a different
you a
thing
virgin?
because this is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Coming from understanding, and I think Sir Pinoy Galaan would probably can explain this more as a man. There is,
We're not
of
men.
course, yeah, there is no. You are from Western country. We're from third world. We're conservative. There is
All right,
different
all right.
world, so
All right,
there's
all
a
right.
different world
But
But
that a lot
he's from a
of
Western country, is he?
Westerner.
How
Yeah,
about
but
him?
the thing is, he has a preference, and that's what he kind of like always thinks. And there's
But
guys
Lee,
out there. There's guys out there. That's another story. Lee has another story to tell why he likes women that are,
I already know his reasons. But
Well,
Lee,
okay,
can I
look,
ask if you're a virgin?
okay, one by one. I'm gonna put you on screen, guys, so you don't talk at the same time, because I don't want to piss off our viewer. It's not good in their ears. We have to understand them as well. Okay, let me start with you.
I just wanted to know if Lee was a virgin. Sorry. Are you a virgin? Are you? Are you?
Look, no, I'm not. But this is the thing. There are differences.
What's your body
between-
count?
My body count?
That's.
My body count. Oh shit, yo, man, that's.
All right, sorry.
It's in the double digits. Let me just say it's in double digits. It's double digits, right?
Okay.
Okay,
Player.
now they're counting, guys. See how men think?
no.
They're counting bodies now. Okay.
But no. My point is, men want different things than women want. Men want women that are virtuous and almost like virgins. Yes, we know in this present day that that's not possible. That like having a virgin is almost impossible to have, but close to it is good. And my last girlfriend, actually, she was a single mom, right? But she only slept with like 3 guys, and I thought that was really good. I thought that was really good because
Well,
she
yeah,
could.
it's like miles on an old car.
Yeah. The more miles you have, the more
That's value.
Broken in it is.
I mean, I know that sounds horrible. I know that sounds really bad, but that's
Philippe
what kind of
G
guys
is
look like.
already- Says
That's what
try
guys
a
look like.
different analogy, Johnny.
There is no
That's probably a bad analogy.
point to it.
No, but it's
Go
true.
on.
I mean, I think we got to be truthful. We got to be truthful about what guys want, and I think that's the problem with dating today. Guys are not allowed to say what they want.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
what
even
guys
intended to
want.
offend.
Okay,
Remember
Clive,
how
go
white
on,
people
Clive.
slept with everyone. That's fine.
Have you been with the virgin?
Oh, my point is that it's a preference.
No,
It's
delete.
like, there's people who like the absolute opposite, and that's okay.
Have I been with a virgin?
Yes.
Have I been with a virgin?
So you never know. You don't know.
Okay. My first girlfriend, she never
Your
had
first
sex with anyone.
girlfriend. How
But
old were you?
I never had sex with her either. We just kind of made out and like rubbed each other. So,
Okay,
but
so
she was the closest to a virgin I've ever had. So I mean,
but that is different because you haven't had that experience like you have now. Now let's like say you have experience now and you go back to that, and you're not gonna be happy with it. Now you're gonna be complaining about something else.
Why would I not be happy with that? I think I would be happy to like that. No other man has
It's gonna be a starfish.
No other man has touched her. She's mine, and I'm hers. We're totally each other's. That is an ideal situation.
But that's your own issue. That's your own issue. You have some sort of like
That's your I agree with you.
pride. You have a
It's
huge pride.
okay, now I have
Personal.
I have to pitch in. Like, for example, I'm going with Lee, like devil's advocate. For me, it doesn't like if Lee wants a virgin or like less men in a woman's life, that's his preference. As long as he's
It's-
not hurting anybody else, and that's what he likes. And if the girl of he chooses is okay with that, then let's do them. That's fine. 'cause
I
that's
think-
the
I think-
preference.
I think that's Lee's first problem right there. I think that's his problem. It's like that's
There's a lot of Lee's problem, actually.
I already know that. I've just met this guy like 10 minutes, and I already know this. It's asking too much. It's like I want a girl with like one cockeye and one ear smaller than a ear small, and I want a virgin.
No. I'm just saying
It's too
that
much.
an ideal.
Lee, just take what you can get. Come on.
Yes, I'm not saying that's what we can get in this modern time. We can't get.
Yeah, I got it.
But I'm saying as close to that as we can get. As close to that as we can get. And I'm telling you, my last girlfriend had 3 men, and you can tell the difference between a woman that's had many men. She
That's your
caters to you.
problem, my friend.
She bonds to you. But a woman that's had many men, she can't bond to you. She's already like
That's
she
not
can't.
true.
That's
That's
your
not
experience.
I have
true.
to disagree with that one.
That's not true.
That I have
I
to
think Lee
disagree.
had a lots of experience with this kind of with women who are
No,
No, I
here,
think
okay.
that's true,
well
Sir
Right.
Galaan.
experienced.
Go on, Sir Galaan.
Uh, I can't say I cannot say I agree with Lee. I cannot say. But I believe it's his personal preference. Sometimes the idea comes out because of our own feelings about things. It's some people can say something about their own experience. Some people say something about what they have heard from other people's experiences. And I think Lee is really amazing, man, and trying to
I love you, man.
Lee. I wish you could have this kind of it is ideal thing or
So
it's
first
your
of all,
ideal
one of our viewers,
perspective.
Jensky is saying, Lee, giatay ka. So
That
basically, that means, Lee, oh my God, Lee. I like that.
Can I say something? Can I say something? Yeah, Lee does have seems to have a lot of issues, but you know, you can have your preferences all you want. You can want a big booty, you can want big boobs, but at the end of the day, when you meet that right person, love has no preference. When you find that somebody, those preferences will go out the door. So I think you should not have weird preferences. I think you
Yo,
should have
look,
some
look,
like
look.
I think you should have general preferences, like you know, like maybe like big eyes or like nice hair, you know, like nice
Look, look.
smell. You
I
know,
know.
a
I
virgin.
know
That's
that.
kind of crazy.
Look. I understand. I understand. Like, it is. It is very kind of shocking to say that, and to say
It's
that.
not shocking. It's a male kind of answer.
Fair
guys,
enough.
It's
But
truthful. It's your truth. So it's
It's
I
your
mean,
fine.
truth.
okay.
It's
I'm
not a
saying in
good
my
one, but it's
experience.
your truth.
I'm saying in my experience, and with what I've seen with other men that have dealt with women that have had lots of men, and women that have a few men. It's a totally different experience. So, I mean, I'm sorry.
But
That's
but
what men experience.
those are just those situations. You can't just say a woman that's had many partners can never bond as much as someone who just had one. You know what I mean? I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from because you would think because this girl only had one relationship, so she's gonna give it all to you, right? Whereas to a girl who's been many relationships, she's probably going to have many issues, have you know, trust issues, and
Yeah,
a lot of problems from their past
past relationships.
relationships.
Yeah,
But you can never count them out and be like, hey, listen, because of that, they can never bond as much as this person, just because of your experience through two or five people.
yeah. I mean,
And
I
another
mean,
thing, when it comes to that, when it comes to like, like bonding and stuff like that, when it comes to like sexual experience, and I always say
Yeah.
this, even with women, is like the more you experience, the more you
Yes.
will know yourself. And as much as it's harsh to say, and as much as it's so not conservative way and frowned
Did you say
upon by
lose?
other people, no, like what did I say? You just
Did you
hear
say lose
something
yourself?
funny. No,
No, I'm sorry. Did you
Lucy,
say,
Lucy.
no, 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 no.
no,
Did you say
that's what I'm saying,
lose?
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. So the thing with, like experiencing and knowing yourself, as much as it's kind of like frowned upon other people, that, the more a woman has a partner, the woman kind of like useless they are because of these baggages. But at the same time, at least for me, I always tell women out there and even men, have a lot of experience because you're gonna need it when you find the one for you. Because the thing is, part of being sexually, like being in tune with you sexually on your sexual body, is knowing exactly what you want. If you cannot be honest with yourself sexually, how can you be honest with other things in your life?
But
can I tell you? Can I say,
the more. Sorry, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Um,
I just want to say one thing.
what I think this idea of experimenting, going for different men, for men and women, actually, to be honest, I think it's not a good idea. I think you can explore your sexuality with a few partners, not many partners. But the more partners you have, I think the more damage you accumulate, the more trauma you get. In my opinion.
Can I say something to that? I definitely agree with you with that. And if I had my own children, I would also let them know that they shouldn't date until they're able to. And I feel like relationships that are like let's say you're in college and you're single and a girl is single and that is your first relationship and you guys get married. Those relationships usually last the longest. But once you have but wait a minute, let me just finish. But once you have all these relationships, you get very damaged. You compare your relationships to all the guys from before, and you become really damaged. But here's the thing: you can't be having double digits and wanting a virgin. You gotta be also a virgin yourself. That's not fair. It's gotta be fair.
Thing. And
I
also
agree with
another
that.
thing with that, yeah, right, Clive. And another thing with that is like, when you talk about like, like because you're damaging yourself, it's almost like, like that's where accountability is. The same thing as
Accountability.
if you want a virgin, there's a point where you yourself will probably not gonna, because you are double digits, right? Something that a
You don't have a
virgin
right
cannot
to have a
do.
virgin one.
Yeah, Clive, good job. But the thing is, like you are so experienced that you have to think outside of it. That if your woman who is a virgin might, in a long run, think about you, be curious about other things because you have this and I didn't, kind of like in a certain situation. And that happens with a lot of women. And another thing is, like you are too experienced that your woman who is a virgin might not be, delivering to you. And are you going to be happy with that? Which means
Well,
accountability. If she doesn't deliver, are you okay with that?
You should
yeah,
have air horn every time you hear accountability. Every time you say
Yeah.
accountability, you should get an air horn.
Because that's a thing. That's a lot of people doesn't have accountability.
what are you talking
They don't
about?
have
Look,
accountability.
Word of the day.
No, I'm not talking about Lee. I'm not talking about the people here. I'm just talking in general. That's a thing that
we got
happens
beef, man.
a lot more.
Accountability.
What do you
Yeah.
think, Clive?
Oh,
How about
sorry.
you?
I was just not. Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was focused too much on the game that I'm playing. I'm just kind of having it in the background. I'm
He's about to fall
sorry.
asleep.
Yeah, I nearly fell
No,
asleep.
no. I think it's like no, he's playing. Like I actually can see what he playing. Like it's right here. So what do you think about the, like the word virgin and like having this
Virgin.
type of, yes, virgin.
Well, I think it's agreeable, but you can't be a hypocrite.
Virgin.
You can't be in a double digits if you're after somebody who
Different
doesn't.
for. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Oh, you can go.
Go ahead, Clive. Finished
okay.
your.
Yeah, well, I was just saying it kind of makes you a hypocrite if you want something that can't I mean, you can never go back. That's for sure. You can. Oh wow, that was good. You can never go back. But sorry, I'm in games now.
Yeah. Beat him. Beat him, Clive.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing good. What was I saying? Well,
Let's not bother Clive.
yeah, I'm just gonna listen. I'm sorry. But yeah, my point.
No, it's okay. It's okay, Clive.
Accountability.
You know, So the thing is like he's probably, like it's his first time here in my live stream. So, like you have to kind of like, you know, and he's also just a listener, but I really, really appreciate you being here, Clive.
Thank
But
you.
who's the guy in the mascot? Who's that person that just
That's
pops up? That's Clive.
That's
How are you
him,
playing?
yes.
How are you
Sonic
playing that
Fox, man.
mascot?
Sonic
Isn't that hot?
Fox.
What?
Isn't it hot in that suit? Why are you in that suit by yourself? I don't
It's
understand.
obviously not on now.
Okay. Oh, it was on before.
Yeah.
Okay, because it periodically shows you, and you're in this costume.
Anonymous. So you don't see him, Johnny.
Okay, sorry. I didn't know he takes it on and off. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on.
No,
Someone's playing the
just-
guitar. Someone's in a car. I don't know what's happening here.
No, but so we're gonna have we have still 25 minutes. So Lee, anything else you wanna add to that virgin thing?
What else is your criteria? Virgin. Give us another one.
No,
No child.
again, we forget there's differences between men and women biologically, and men are designed to populate the earth with many women, like Genghis Khan. Like many of the descendants of Asian people are from Genghis Khan
boy.
because he just populated many people. But women cannot do that. Like the biology has proven that they can take maybe 1, 2, 3 partners, and that's it. So there's differences there. And yes, I've had double digits. Yes, I have a double digit, but does it mean that I don't want a woman who's virtuous, who's just had one lady? I mean, it's easy for a woman to get sex. It's easy for a woman to find a man and have sex with her. But for a man, he has to build himself up. He has to be someone to get that woman.
So anyways, before you say something, there's a good thing about Felipe G that he was saying. There's still an asymmetry, I don't know how you pronounce that,
Asymmetry.
but between men and women when it comes to body counts. That's why there are many more male insults.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like men have to really build themselves up. We have to become something. We have to really work hard to attract women. Women, it's easy for them to have sex. They can just go out and say, hey, do you want to have sex with me? And a guy will be like, yeah, sure. But for a guy to go out and in the street and say, hey, do you want to have sex with me? A woman's going to, 9 times out of 10, she's going to say no. So,
Yeah, I agree with you.
so like it's totally different. Like, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Men have to be something. And if a guy's having lots of sex with lots of women, it's because he's worth something. It's because he's done something.
Wow.
He's something. You know what I'm saying?
But okay, so but I want to know to your point. What is your point to? Are you saying that's why you have a high body count? You're saying I just want to know where is this tying into?
With me, I'm not saying I'm some kind of high value man. I'm not saying that at all. Yes. I'm just saying that.
That's another word. Where are you getting all of this?
YouTube.
No, I'm
YouTube.
I've seen those videos. I've seen those. It's very popular now.
Yeah.
High value man, high value woman.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking when I say, like it's popping up. Where are you getting it? It's kind of like a joke, an inside joke,
It's very popular lately.
I would say for in general, I'm just saying like I forgot what I was saying.
No, but the thing is, this is what I'm thinking as a woman's perspective, okay? Just a woman's perspective for me, like there's a lot on YouTube, like red pill, blue pill, truth, high value men, and do this and do that. I've seen it all. But the thing is, this is just one woman point of view, just mine alone, okay? The thing is, there's only one thing you have to do. Treat a woman nice. If she likes you, you'll get it. If she doesn't, then she doesn't. And the thing is, I understand Lee's, how do you call that? Lee's rage when it comes to dating and the woman that has a lot of baggages. But this is what I'm telling about, like this is what I'm always telling with Lee. Maybe this is the time where you have to change your lane. Maybe,
Definitely.
in your life, you are bombarded with the same old shit of women. And you have to change your lane because it doesn't work for you. It's just the same thing, just throwing out there because I don't want to like be a hypocrite. Like with me, I have dating life as well back in the day. And I
Back in
get
the day.
douchebags, I get bad guys as well. But there's a point in my dating life where it's like, well, this isn't working for me. So I'm going to get out of my comfort zone, know what I want, work on myself, what can I offer, and this is what I want. I know exactly what I can offer. I know exactly what is my rate in men. So at that point, it doesn't matter if they're not my preference. It doesn't matter if they're up to my par, but as long as they know how to treat me, and this could be very subjective to every woman, as long as a guy knows how to treat me, then they're in. But the moment you treat me bad,
Anywhere.
then you're out. And the thing is, if you want a woman for you, you have to know that, like I know for guys, women seems to be so complicated. But at the same time, if you just really get tuned in on what woman wants, your particular woman, conversation involves in there. If she's not talkative, let her be comfortable. Make her comfortable. That's very important. And that's what I'm saying. This is just at least for me. And if there's women in my live stream, and if you're
He doesn't want
watching
to
this
hear it.
on play, yeah, exactly. Because he has his own thing going on.
That's what
That's
I'm.
why
Yeah, I'm
Johnny, that's
agree.
what I'm telling you. You have to like, we have to like bombard this information
Here's
with Lee.
here's the problem. Here's the problem. Lee, you're the problem. Lee, like I feel he's like he has like these ideas in his head, like women are like this, men are like this. Like he already has all these ideas, so it's already like a negative energy by the time he even meets a girl. By the time he even meets a woman, he already has all these ideas of them. You know what I mean? So it's like it's stopping. You're stopping yourself. Lee is stopping Lee
Yeah,
from
wake
finding
up, Lee. Wake up. We're trying to wake you up, Lee. Wake
because
up. You want to be happy? You
wait,
don't have
where
to
did
listen
Yo,
to
yo,
us,
yo,
Lee.
look, yo, all your ideas are so like does not base in
normal?
reality. I'm sorry.
What?
I've experienced all everything that you guys said. I mean, I've done many types of relationships. I'm just saying modern relationships now are different. They've changed.
Then
They've been influenced by modern technology, dating apps, all these kind of things. And
where do you live?
I live in Japan. So
Japanese girls are traditional mostly.
they're not, man. They are not.
They're not.
But, okay, I
Not
can
all
tell
of
you some statistics right now. 50% of young Japanese women don't want a husband, don't want a relationship.
You want a wife?
There's a million, there's 2 million hikikomori. You know hikikomori? There's 2 million
Yeah,
hikikomori
yeah.
that live alone. Like the relationships in Japan are low. Relationships are low. Marriage is low. You know the fucking population is decreasing. People are
But
not
here's
having sex. People are not having
but,
relationships. There's a
but
problem, and this is a major problem in the Western societies, not just Japan.
see,
Lee,
this
you
this
have
is your
to
problem. You already
stop
have
I
this
mean,
is
blaming
I
your
your
mean,
friend.
I mean, yeah, I'm talking the extremes. I'm talking the extremes, but
this
I mean, I'm
here.
just
This
saying.
is your
I'm pointing out the
Okay,
issues.
one at a time, boys. Boys, one at a time. Let's see. There you
this is
I'm
go.
his
just.
pro. Okay, go ahead.
I I actually agree with Lee again that the population of Japan is getting very less, and Lee, don't find your size. Just find someone who are willing to, and get Japan being populated one more time.
I mean, it's funny because everyone thinks it's like me personally. I'm just talking in general. Like this is the problem in society. But for me personally, I'm okay. I'm like I don't really care about a relationship or not. I've kind
No,
of
the thing is,
don't care.
I think, when it comes to Lee, I think it's more of like, and it's not just about Lee. I think it's more of like everyone, even me included. We
I
get our information of what we want. We get our
Yes.
information on people that, like influences us, right, Clive?
Yeah,
So,
sorry, I
what's
just
the
won for the
thing?
first time.
And
Lee, I think you are in a
He's a
wrong
virgin.
place. You are in a wrong place because
Yeah, no, sorry, man. I didn't
I
mean
think
to
the
be like
people
that.
there.
I'm just kind
He's
of
a winning
excited.
virgin.
I agree. I think
okay, it's Clive's turn.
sorry,
Go ahead.
Clive.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sorry, Clive. I don't want to talk over you. Sorry, go for it.
Oh
He's
no,
not
no, no!
talking.
I was just playing the game. I got really excited because I've never won before. So
He won.
yeah, that's
Okay.
all I had to say. I was just having everybody in the background. I enjoy it. Well,
That is all.
That's our break time.
I'm
Okay.
finished. That is all. Yeah. I mean, if I'm honest, I think I've done
Be
my
honest.
thing in Japan. I mean, I've met quite a few ladies here, but for a woman to marry or to have a long-term relationship, I haven't really had a match, if I'm honest. So, and I think recently I had a match and just it was horrible. It was horrible. Long story. But one of my
Can
friends.
you give us one of the problems? Was it one of your preferences?
I mean, she was very pretty.
What was it?
She was the same age as me, but she had
What
three
was
kids.
the problem?
She had
Okay.
3 kids, and she said, "Oh, Lee, I've got a boyfriend, but do you want to be a side piece?" And I was like, "What?"
Okay. Well, that's a big problem. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, "No," but that's how bad I think it's got. I mean, I've seen it from the beginning. Like I said, I've seen
Where
it
did
from
you
the
meet this
beginning.
lady?
Exactly.
On
That's
fucking
what I'm
Tinder. I met her
saying.
on Tinder, and that's what I'm telling you. Now on Tinder, on dating apps and stuff like that, it skewed
No,
the
that's
dating
what I'm
market.
saying. It's like if you are looking for something and your way is not doing you any good, it's time to
Yeah.
get out of that comfort zone and find something else.
That's what I'm
Change
saying. I mean,
something.
that's why I quit dating apps. I just went back on for a little bit. I met her and I
Now he's
thought,
at church.
okay, let's see what she's about. And then I thought, yeah, this is why I quit. This is why I wanted to quit, because you meet people like this, like that's been run through because of the dating apps. And I thought, I'd rather meet someone more organically than you dating apps. And that's why I don't like dating apps.
You
To
didn't
me.
like the idea of being a side piece? That doesn't sound too bad.
Nah,
Yeah,
mate.
he wants to be married. Like he wants to be married. He wants to have a family. He wants to have his own kid. And that's
Virgin.
kind of
A
like
virgin.
his, a virgin.
Close to a
It does
virgin.
have to be a virgin.
You
Close
need,
to a
you
virgin.
need to go to
That's like a
church.
body
You need
count.
Jesus.
Look,
Yeah.
right,
You need
look,
Jesus.
just imagine your wife, right? And she's had like 5 penises inside her before you. Then
What's wrong with that?
then think about that.
There's nothing wrong with that. What is
Not
the
an
Yeah,
Well,
difference?
there's
I don't
nothing
know.
wrong
That,
with
that
think-
depends on you. That depends on you.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lee,
I
you're
think,
never gonna get anybody. Lee,
That's what I'm
time is running
saying.
short. Lee, you look young
That's
but
what
40.
I'm
Your
saying.
time is running out. It's short.
Well,
on,
fair
man.
enough. If I don't meet someone, fair enough. If I run out of time and I fuck up,
But
I
that's
guess
what you want,
that's the
though.
way it has to be.
But here's the problem: is you want to get married, you want to have a kid, right? That's the not that you're just like it's gonna happen. You want this, so
Okay, fair
you
enough.
should.
Yeah.
You have to work for it, Lee.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, no. No, I agree with you. I'm saying like that's one of the things I'm doing now. I'm trying to, like get in shape and trying to get my money right
It's
and
not
everything like
about
that.
that. It's
not
in Japan.
that. It's more of
In
like
Japan,
mental. No,
it's
I
this
think for
mentality.
me,
I that's where
no,
I
I
disagree.
think
Please,
no,
That's where I
the
please,
thing
disagree.
hey,
is, Lee, this is all in seriousness, you know. It's not about bashing you. It's not about, you know, like taking you as a negative. It's more of like
yeah,
just telling you in, you know, like in a
it's
friendly way.
like snap out of it.
Yes. Yeah, snap
Well,
out of it.
okay, right. Like my last girlfriend, right?
Okay, tell us. I
She
want to
she
know. I love
she
stories.
she was a single mom. She was a
You like the single
Filipino.
moms. All
She
right,
was no,
that's good.
she ran away from the Philippines to come to Japan, and
Heavy issues. Red
it's,
flags.
she wants to have a family with me, but then
Great.
at the same time, she couldn't leave her job, you know, for me to look after her because I wanted to do that, but she said she couldn't do that. Then she didn't tell her baby father that, you know, like she's left and all this stuff. And she had a daughter as well. You know, like these are the type of women that sometimes you meet, and I think, like,
Okay,
you can't
okay,
have a
wait a
That's
family
minute.
the
with someone
type
like that.
of
You
woman.
need to have someone,
This
a family with
no,
someone
no,
that is not
Lee,
like
stop,
that.
stop. This is the thing, Lee. This is what we're talking about when
This
it
is
comes to
crazy.
mentality.
This
You
is
know, this is
crazy.
mentality. So listen, just open your mind, Lee. This is what I'm trying to tell
You
you. It's
can't.
like,
You
okay,
can't do it.
no, but I'm just telling you this in a, you know, coming from a place of, you know, like peacefulness. You know, it's not about doing negative or anything. When it comes to mentality, I get it. You know, we have pessimistic side in our brain, and that's why the thing is we have to work on it, because it's so easy to look into the negative of what we want. And if it doesn't go in your way and you think that's a red flag, and this is the type of woman, as you say, as I quote, this is the type of woman you met, not a lot of us, you met. You know, this is the type of woman you met. And that's the problem. That's a problem for you. You don't like it. So there's a problem right there where you meet these types of women all the
Yeah,
time.
but
So
here's
the
the
thing
here,
is,
Yeah, fair
how
enough.
do you get out of that comfort
he's
zone? How do you
attracted
get
to
that
these
out?
girls. He's
No, but
Well,
the
attracted to
thing
I
is,
these
mean,
girls.
no, Johnny. Like, you know, like, hold on. Like, let me say this piece. You know, because I'm getting through. I know I'm getting through a bit. So the
Yeah.
thing is, like, you're getting into that, right? So the problem is, you want a family so much, but I understand how many women and men out there couldn't get out of this type of, you know, like cycle. You cannot. Now it takes a lot of effort to get out of your comfort zone, change your perspective, which means being positive about the little things. Like, for example, with this single mother, right? You don't like it. There's a lot of red flags, right? But you get to love her, right? And the problem you have is like the father is in the picture. Now, if you're really serious about it, why don't you have a conversation to solve a problem?
I did have
I
many
have a question.
conversations with her. I did.
I,
Sorry, yeah.
I want to know your if it's okay. I want to know, were you raised by a single mother yourself, or did you have both father and mother in the picture?
My parents were together. My parents were
Okay,
together.
okay.
I
But
think, sorry.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, like we've said before, like the circumstances that are unique to every person, and I met her when I really needed her. Um, I, okay, if you want to know something about me, I was diagnosed with something that was very harsh for me, and you know, I met her, and we were just friends at the beginning. We were just friends, and she really cared.
This is the single. This is the single, the
Mom, the
Filipino
single
lady.
mom. Yeah. She really cared for me, and she was a great woman. I'm not saying that single moms are bad. I'm not saying that
No.
they're terrible people,
No.
And she really looked after me, and she cared for me, and I really cared for her. I really cared for her back. But as the relationship got on, and I saw more of her life, and I got to know her daughter a little bit. I mean, she didn't know me, but I just felt that this is not my family. She has a
Yeah.
family. She's already
Yeah.
made a family with a man that doesn't even know who I am. And she did, and I mean, I just felt it's not appropriate. And I mean, and I was the one that called it off. I said, I'm sorry, I can't.
That's
I can't
good.
I mean, you need to sort out what you're doing with your family and all this stuff. And she wanted to have a family with me, but I thought, no, it's just not right. So I mean, and I felt like I've like you said, ICEE, I've met
Tremendous.
women like that, and I and I think I agree with you. The guy with the black hoodie, I forgot your name. Sorry, but
Johnny.
Sorry.
sorry, what's your name?
John.
John, and I agree with you. Like I was attracting women that type, and from her, I realized like I've got to kind of change my perspective and my mentality of what the type of women I need to attract. So from there,
It's hard. It's hard because that's what you're used to. You like these types of girls, right? Like, me too. I like a certain type of girl when I was in high school, and it's like I always gravitate towards these types of women. Maybe you have something in your heart that you want to like help them, or you seem like a really good person. I don't know. You must have some sort of.
This is the thing. So this is the thing that I'm gonna hold you both. Like, so this is why I kind of like made a topic about this being truthful, honesty about yourself. Because once you see that truth of who you are, then you can actually make a piece of what you're trying to do. Like, I've known a person and he was diagnosed with, like a syndrome of, in psychology, it's more of like he likes to be the knight in shining armor. He likes to kind of like feel, like he's helping this woman. That's why he's so attracted with women who are in desperate of need, or like who has a lot of baggages. Because
a lot of women are like that too.
Yeah, and that also goes for women. They're so attracted to a guy who has a lot of baggages because they think they can change them. That's a flag already in itself. You cannot change anyone, and stop with this bullshit of like, like I can change him. It's not gonna happen because at the end of the day, there's only one person who can change you, and that's yourself. If you don't want to change, you cannot change. But the thing is, that's where I'm talking about accountability that is not happening because see accountability because like you are attracted to this woman but you're not seeing it. You're not seeing that you're attracted so that when your relationship goes bad, rather than, taking the accountability of your own action of liking this woman, knowing the certain consequences behind it, you started to look out for like, no, because this is their fault. It's not my fault. They have issues, but you don't see your own issues. And that's a thing.
I have a question for Glee.
And of course, Ravisha Sudha, mega love, shout out, welcome back. Okay, question, Johnny.
So I want to know, like, I think you're from the UK. So I want to know, did you have a lot of success and a lot of, body counts there, or is it when you came to Japan is when you start getting like the high body count and the double digits?
Yeah, actually, I would say that. Yeah, like in the UK, I mean, I had a few girlfriends, but not as many as in Asia, I would say.
I think that's what happens a lot too. You come here and then you're getting like left and right, and it's like it's like and then it's like then you're like in this kind of mess, right? I feel.
Sorry. Okay, let's talk about because also like if you don't know, Sir Pinoy Galaan lives in Turkey now, and he is also married to a Turkish woman, and he also spends a
Oh,
lot of, you know,
I
like
love
because
Turkish food.
his work is all about before his work is all about traveling around the world. So with you, Sir Galaan, you know, your experiences being in different culture in different country, does that affect your dating and the outlook of you when it comes to dating and with women in particular?
Well, the community itself always affect the needs of, sexual needs, relationship needs. The community itself is um, a big thing for me. But whenever I wear my confidence and just go and somebody asks me, "Can you sing?" I couldn't sing well, but I will sing for. I think Lee is really a kind and generous man, and who is always, not always, maybe, who is attracted to a woman who is having red flags and wanted to be or want to help. I think,
What?
yeah, and and the situation goes and the feelings getting tighter, but then
Virgin
when it
times.
comes to, when it's come to uh, I, I don't know because I couldn't say much because I don't know Lee personally, but as what he is saying, I believe he is really kind and generous.
No, the thing is with Lee, that's why, you know, like, you know, because I've, you know, like I've met Lee, and, you know, like at first, like I always tell this, like, you know, like Lee is pissing me off with his mentality. Like, how can I change his mentality? But the thing is, I know I couldn't change his mentality, but because I know he comes from a good place. You know, he comes from a good intention. It's just, you know, the thing that happens with him in Japan. You know, it's not as a good experience as he wanted it to be, which most of us has, you know, we have all that. But at the same time, you know, like with Lee, I think it's much more of like influence. He needs more influence because living in Japan, and I think Lee, you can actually agree with this, living in Japan as a foreigner can be a bit lonely, you know?
I
Can,
mean,
can I ask?
sorry,
I have
go on,
ano-
John.
I have another. Did you? How long have you been living here? He's
Muted.
muted.
Sorry, 8 years.
Okay, so here's my thing. Like what comes off to me is I'm not saying that you're immature, but your mentality of dating and relationship is I feel it's like a 20-year-old because you said you're 40, which you look pretty young. So you're saying that you didn't date as much in the UK. So I'm guessing you came here at 32, right? 32, and then this is when you started dating a lot, right? So your dating maturity wise is kind of a little bit low, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Because you
saying. It's experiences, you know, his experiences, his influences in life. And that's what
Uh,
comes, that's why, and he
I,
could disagree with this. And I
wow,
can
wow, wow.
understand that, Lee. I can understand you can disagree with this because this
and
is your life, this is your experience.
and also too,
Mhm.
and we're just talking about sex, but I'm more talking about like real meaningful relationships. Like how many real relationships have you had like that's gone 2, 3, 4 years? You know, have you had those, or have they been like less than a year? You know.
Um, I've had like maybe 4 relationships that have lasted about 4 years, 3 years. And the first one was in
Eight
the
from 8
UK.
years. Okay,
4 years.
okay, right. Okay.
In the one was in the UK. The first one was the second one, sorry, was in China, and the third one was in Japan. And
Where did
then
you live in China?
in Harbin, North China.
Harbin. Oh wow.
And
And How was she? I feel like she would be a really marriage material. No,
It was difficult with her. She
her
had a past
parents.
relationship, and she was kind of to.
No, the question is, at that point in time,
Mm.
do you even think about having a family at that time? Are you ready when you're dating the Chinese woman?
Yeah, I was, but she wasn't ready. She wasn't ready at that time. So
No,
she.
that's the thing. It's like the timing. You know, there's always going to be a timing for everything.
Well, you know, it's I always say this. You ever watch that Hong Kong movie Wong Kar Fai? It's like In the Mood for Love. There's a thing in that movie. It's called It Doesn't Matter If You Love Too Much or Too Little. It's all about timing, about love,
It's
right?
about timing.
That's
Yeah,
what he says.
I do believe
I
that.
agree
I
with
do
that. It's all
believe
about
that.
timing.
Because it's like, you know, like you can have the perfect love. But if the timing at the point of your life is not, you know, like timing means, you know, you're not mature enough to handle mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. Because those are the factors. Those are factors of a being in a good relationship, you know, because if you cannot, you know, if you're not mature enough, you know, I think, and your partner is not under, it's not gonna complement your immaturity in a way, because you know, just kind of like, because I think Sir Galaan, Johnny, you know, not
Culture
being
differences is
private,
very.
yes,
It's
like Johnny, I'm not gonna ask you private stuff, but you said you have a girlfriend, but have you
Mm-hmm.
ever been married, or you know, like,
No,
so how's the longest like relationship you've had? What's the
um,
longest?
well, me and my girlfriend have been dating for 7 years now.
Oh, that's long.
Mom,
a
So
lot.
that's what I
man,
mean.
come
So
on now.
That's a
so
lot. Dating for
that's what I
7 years.
mean,
Why you didn't get?
right?
Yeah.
Married yet? But
Marry
anyways,
the
no
girl, man. What
pressure.
are you
No
doing?
pressure, Johnny.
You
No
talking about
pressure,
me?
Johnny.
I'm pretty free. I mean, I don't think people necessarily have to marry. It's like it's just
Yes,
such
yes.
a social construct. It doesn't mean
Yes,
anything.
Yeah,
yes,
true.
true, true.
It's
I like
pretty.
that.
It's
So
pretty kind
anyway,
of
so
crappy now.
going back to my point, is like when it comes to relationship and the timing, timing is not just about, you know, like the right timing, not the, it's more deeper than that. It's like you as a person, are you in the right
You
time for this? Can you handle the stress, you know, when it comes
I
to
mean,
these
it's
things?
both sides. It's both sides as well. Like, I
I
mean, I
know
was,
it
I
both
was, I was
sides.
ready.
No,
I
no,
was
but
ready
the thing
to.
is, but
Sorry,
the
go.
thing is, you can always say it's both sides. But the thing is, you have to understand, you can only own up with you yourself. You know, the other person has to deal with her by herself. And that's, you know, like if two of you cannot handle your stresses or whatever you're doing separately, how can you handle each other at the same time? You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
You cannot just say both sides, because then, you know, if something goes bad, then you're gonna end up, you know, like pointing fingers. Oh, because he's not ready. It doesn't
Johnny,
I
have to
mean,
be like
I see.
that.
Um,
Yes, go ahead.
I want to just raise this. I think I want to jump with Johnny before going to Lee. Johnny
jump
is
with me.
been dating for 7 years. I think there is a commitment in there, and
mm,
Lee
Yes.
is dating and having 4 maximum 4 years. I think, guys, love is not enough for everything. Commitment
No.
should have been there.
true,
True,
true.
true,
Um,
true. I detest to that.
and you can be married or you can live together without any marriage. The thing is, what do you want? What makes you happy? What's mm, is there a blank need to be fulfilled? Being like for me, coming from Philippines and moving a lot from many places, had experience with different cultures. I had changed my religion for 3 times. And
Jesus.
then
Can I know which ones?
Jesus,
Can
Jesus, and
Yeah.
what other religion? Muhammad.
Islam? Now is Islam
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
in Turkey. Is Islam
Actually,
now?
Yes.
What was the third
know,
one?
I've been Muslim as well. I'm sorry. So go for it.
Oh no, I just want to know the third. Islam, Catholicism, and
Buddhism.
Buddhism.
I like the.
And
I changed from Christian to Buddhism because I like this, the
Peace.
Buddhism
Yes.
kindness of people.
Yeah.
So I get
Yeah.
attracted into it. But
Yeah.
the third one, which I really embrace and love, which is
Okay, before
it's
it
hard.
turns out to
Yeah.
religion.
Sorry, that's it. Finish. I'm finished.
I don't like talking about
Interesting.
religion.
I've never met someone who had 3 religions. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
So
crazy.
no,
Yeah,
but the thing
it's
is that's correct. Commitment. Because
commitment
it's like,
is
marriage, I get it. Marriage is one thing. It's a good thing to call
You gotta wait. We gotta wait until
official.
Lee comes back.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
commitment
Lee,
is
we had
really
this conversation with Lee about marriage, but the thing is with marriage, it's a good thing to have that kind of label. You're a wife, you're a Mr. and Mrs. So that's a good thing. But the
I
thing
don't
is, if
think he's
there's no
ready.
commitment,
I
yeah,
don't think
but there
so.
is no commitment, that marriage is nothing.
What?
It's nothing. It's just a paper.
Personally, for
What
me,
do you
yes.
mean? What are you talking about? Oh,
For
what do
me,
you mean
it's
it's
like
nothing?
this. It's
What
not
do you mean it's
just like
nothing?
it's commitment. That's make us really close.
Yeah.
But
Lee,
It's really
we're saving you from a divorce here. All right, Lee, we're saving you
We're
here.
saving you from divorce.
I think okay, like maybe it will result in divorce, but I think it's still worth it. I mean, I think
What?
maybe yes, maybe I look like I'm jaded or whatever, but I still think like marriage is still a good thing that we should have because a marriage results in
No,
communities,
but the
results
thing
in
is,
countries.
okay, I'm gonna cut you off here, Lee, because like I've talked about marriage with you a couple of times, right? And I feel there's a contradiction with your belief, right? Because you said marriage is like you don't want marriage to be all love and fantasy and
Yeah,
Disneyland and fairy
it is.
tales,
Yeah, it's
right?
not. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not. It's
but
not.
but
It's
at
a
the same time, what you're trying to say is like, does it have to be all responsibility then? Because by law, it's a law. So
I
is it
it
like just for paper?
grows. It grows to be love, but in the
Can,
beginning, we need to see it
And
as a
you know
responsibility.
what?
As,
Coming from in a relationship, and I think, Johnny, even though he's not married, and Sir Pinoy Galaan could relate that it's not just about love. Because sometimes love, you will wake up one day, you don't feel love for the person. But if there's a commitment, the same belief you have, the same goals you have, the same
yeah,
outlook in life you have, then that love will flow again back.
can I jump in
that's
real
what I'm
quick?
trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. That there's a commitment to this relationship. There's commitment to this duty. There's a duty there to commit to
commit.
this family, to this legacy that you're
Yeah,
trying to
that's what
create.
we're talking
Can,
about. So, Johnny, go on. Go on, Johnny.
okay. Because like I told you last week that I like to assess and people and observe, and I trying to get as much information as possible. And I feel like you said before, you had your parents were together, and if they're still together now, that means that they've had a pretty good marriage, right? And I'm sure it's been not perfect, but I think you see this, and I'm guessing your mother is a very kind, very nice, because you want this like virgin woman, right? You want this like perfect woman. So you think, what you see you see your parents, and you say, I want this because this is what you're growing up with. So
Yeah.
that's why you want it. But the thing is, you're not ready for it because your mentality is so warped. that you
So
can't
that's what I'm
you
saying.
you can't handle.
It's
Well,
contradicting.
okay. Explain to me
Contradicting.
what's warped. What's warped
Huh?
about what?
No, that's
What
what I'm
was?
saying, Lee. That's what we're talking about. Like, for example, with the marriage, you think it's all about, it's like this paper, this law, right? It's all duty. But the thing is, you have to understand, we are people, we have emotions, you know? And the thing is, when it comes to relationship, you can ask, and I'll probably, like, be confident to say that a lot of, successful marriages out there would say, between love and whatever it is out there, commitment is number one. Because
I'm not disagreeing
temptation
with
is
that.
around it. Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. But the thing is, like, and then you talk about the love and growing. But the thing is, love is that fairy tale thing, you know? That's the part of the fairy
Well, that's
tale in the Disneyland thing.
okay. I mean,
You get now what we're
but
saying?
that
Well,
part is always gonna disappear. That part
right.
is
He knows that.
the
We
part that is in the first 2-3 years that disappears. Then it
and
becomes a
divorce.
real relationship. Then you have to really think, I'm with this person for the rest of my life. I've got these children. I need to bring these children up. Yes, maybe I'm not attracted to this man anymore. Maybe I'm not attracted to this woman anymore. But we've got to work together to build this family. And you've
Oh,
got to
but
kind of just
that's where
think
I
about
have
that.
to stop you. But that's where I have to stop you, Lee, because
Because of the
at the
contradiction.
same time,
What
no, no,
what
no,
contradiction? What the fuck
that,
contradiction?
no, that's a contradiction. It's more of
What
like,
contradiction?
and
I'm just
no,
saying what she's saying.
I'm talking about, like, this is observation and my opinion alone. My opinion alone, just to explore. Just to put it out there. So for me, a lot of people nowadays do whatever makes you happy. They would throw that out there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this because I'm happy. This is what makes me happy.
All right.
But the thing is, when it comes to relationship, that's why there's a lot of cheating. That's why there's a lot of adultery, even in Japan. Because you see a
Yeah.
lot of that. In Japan, marriage is paper. They marry a lot of Japanese women, not a lot, but maybe a couple of Japanese women that I know of marry based on financial. It's not about
I don't think
love.
it's a
It's
couple.
about
I think it's most of them. You know.
I think
right.
that's female. I
But
think that's
no, I
women
just want to
nature.
be standing corrected. This disclaimer, because people, we don't know people a lot, but I'm just
Well,
basing it on, like,
I feel like not just that. There's many things here, and I don't want to
yeah.
like say a stereotype, but it seems like that there's also a traditional family pressure that you need to do this, and you need to get someone who's financially stable to have kids because the family wants the kids, and then it becomes the dad is working and the mom takes care of the kids. This is the traditional like this, right? What you're
Yeah,
trying
But
to
and the
say.
that's
thing is,
normal. That's
no,
normal, man. That's
that's
normal.
normal. But the thing is, that's what I'm saying. That's the norm. But the thing is, you have
Exactly.
to understand, we're human being. At some point in our lives, we strive for happiness, and that's kind of like one of the things that, life purposes is to find happiness because, like duties, work, if you're not enjoying it, like right now, are you enjoying your work?
Yeah. I mean, look, life is tough, man. Like life is tough.
Life
Like
is tough. Life is
we're not
tough.
gonna be happy all the time. That's why I'm saying duty. Like, yes, it's gonna be tough. Yes, you're not gonna be happy all the time, but at least you're creating something and you're building something with someone for the future. And that's what should propel you. It's not happiness. It's
No, but the
building
thing
something
is
with someone,
now,
a
so
legacy.
that is your truth, right? That is your truth. Now, to find a woman who is in that kind of mind, like-minded like you, like want to create a family, doesn't
There,
matter if she's going to be happy. It's just
Uh-huh.
about
can I
all
can I
duties
can I
to
add
find that.
add
Yeah.
something to that as well? Can I add something to what you're just saying? What I was thinking before is Lee is a very nice guy, but he also has red flags. So you need to find someone.
I agree with you, Johnny.
You
I
Yes.
agree with
you
you.
you just need to find that right person that has just enough red flags as much as you do.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm telling him. Find your truth.
The
The
problem
moment
is
you
Oh
accept
my!
that truth
the
about you, the moment you understand yourself more.
the problem
Okay,
is
well, okay.
you're meeting.
What? No,
Wait,
you
one more
guys
thing.
tell me.
Okay.
One more thing.
No.
Okay,
Wait.
let me
You
speak.
guys
Okay.
tell me what is the perfect woman for me then. You tell me.
Only you know. Only you know.
Okay, I muted them. Go on, Sir Galan.
Yeah, as I am observing and listening to Lee, I believe and I can say confidently that Lee has its own red flag. Now, I believe that I say that you have to find your own size to fit you. I mean is maybe you are going out with the wrong woman.
Okay.
But the thing is that
Perhaps,
his preference. That's why I'm saying, like, change it.
Well,
yeah, the
You
it's
know,
also
moment
his
you,
mentality. It's mentality too, right?
yeah, I agree with that.
it
It's
is. It's
mentality
a lot.
too.
It's a lot more that. But the thing is, I'm not going to, like, like, tell Lee that he's wrong, because like, like, for me, it's all about the influences he has. His
Lee, no,
view.
My question is, who is the perfect woman then? If you guys
you
have
know
an
it.
No,
idea,
the
Yeah,
thing
you
is,
who,
know.
you
Nobody
know
can
it.
what is
say.
the
You
woman then?
know it
Who?
for
Who?
you.
No, what? No,
No, the
you
No,
guys,
thing is,
you're saying to
no,
me
no, no,
that
no, no,
the
Lee.
people
The
I've
thing
gone with
is,
are wrong.
Can,
Uh,
no,
can I
can I just say?
Lee.
Can
Okay,
can I just say?
let me go first. Let me go first. The thing, Lee, is like, for you, you cannot
For you.
allow any other people to tell you what you or who you want to be. But the thing is, you have to be very honest to yourself of what you want. And the thing that you want in a woman is something that is not out there. As you said it,
oh
you cannot
shit!
find it. You know what I'm saying? So now, if you really want to create a family, now you have to work harder to
Oh,
find the
okay, okay.
person that
My
would
new question:
complement you.
what is what am I? What is that I can't? What is the thing that I'm wanting that I can't get? What is the thing that I'm asking for that I can't get?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Anyone?
Go ahead.
family.
I mean, what is it that you can't get? What is it? You should ask yourself that.
I'm
Why are you
asking you
asking
guys.
us?
You guys
Yeah,
are telling
as
me.
No, this is the point, Lee. So this is the whole point. Do you see now? You are asking us. You know it for yourself.
No. You guys will be going on
He
for about
doesn't know.
15 minutes about like, yo, Lee, you're doing this wrong. Yeah, Lee, you're the one that's not picking the wrong woman. You're doing this
Look,
and that.
don't
What
take
am I?
it
What
as
am I
a
choosing wrong?
negative.
You tell
Can I
me.
No,
say?
don't take
Can
it
I
as a
say something?
negative.
Can I say
It's
something to that
opinion.
too? Can I say something to that too? We're not saying that you're doing these things wrong. It's just that I don't even know. Well, first, can I just say first what I wanted to say first? We all have red flags. I have red flags. ICEE has red flags. We all have
I
red
did.
flags. But okay, maybe he
Yes.
doesn't have. Maybe he doesn't have red flags. But if you have two red flags, maybe you need to find a girl who has three. All right. If you have one red flag, maybe you need to find a girl with two. You can't have one red
No,
flag and then
okay.
find a girl with five red flags.
No,
You
I'm
gotta
gonna rephrase
match.
it. I'm gonna
You gotta.
rephrase it in a better word. It's like this, Lee, like, in a good relationship, you have to find someone who would complement you. That is your better option. That is your better option. But if you keep finding the same thing, your type, your preference, what you want, and you cannot get it, that means it's not for you. Now find something else. Go something else. Test other waters. I don't know how to say it in English, but test something else, because you don't know if these women are for you, if you're gonna look, because you're always like this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. You're not looking at other women that might have a better, like happy or like can give you more.
Virgin.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing as, like, for example, if I go with my preference, if I go, he probably got low bat, I think. Okay. So if, for example, in me, right? If I go with my preference, what I wanted, exactly how I want it, I know I'm not going to get it. I know that for a fact because I'm self aware. I won't get it. So I go ahead, get out of my comfort zone, do the dating app. You know how much good men I find in there that's not in my preference? A lot. But I didn't see them because I was so focused on one thing only.
But I
You
just
know?
told you, I just told you guys that I met a single mom, and I thought that maybe she could be the person for me, but she wasn't. I
No, but
told you
the
guys
thing is,
that I've met
that
other relationships
doesn't
in the
stop
past,
there.
and
That
all I'm saying
doesn't
is
stop
that
there. That doesn't stop there. Now it doesn't work again. So find something else again. That's
But it's
life.
all, but it's
I
all,
disagree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that.
but
I'm just saying it's more difficult today than it
see,
was in
but
the past. And that's all I'm saying.
that's your. I think that's the mentality that we're seeing. See, there's something that we see that you're not seeing. That's what we're saying.
Yes.
You have your
Oh, okay.
mentality.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
What-
Explain it to me. What
okay,
am I
I'm explain.
missing?
We are
Let me
trying to
explain.
explain
Let,
it.
let me ex- let me explain it to you. Can I explain it to you? Can I explain it to you? When I
Please.
say warp, when I say warped, when I say warp,
Yeah, he said
idea
war.
you have,
Okay.
like you said before, like all these things that you're saying about like the Mongolian, like okay, like these kind of things, right? We are guys and we have to do this and that, and then there's the divorce rate is so high in Japan. But if you go outside into any city in Japan, there are millions of women, so many, everywhere, and then you have like these ideas of they're very warped, and you're like you have like the mentality that's not good for you.
Eating,
It's
yeah.
not,
What is my mentality? What is stopping me? What is stopping
You
me?
are so
you're like negative.
afraid.
Yeah,
Yes, you're so afraid of like getting out of something that you already know. And
What
then when you
told you
try,
that I've
okay,
tried?
no, 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 no,
What
no,
if I
no,
told you
no.
that
Let
I
me finish. Let me finish, Lee. Let
oh
me
okay.
finish. Let me finish. So now your argument is no, I've tried. But the thing is, you failed. Try again. You failed. Try again. Try again. Try again. That's just life. And you already said it yourself. Life is tough. We know it. But that's how
I
it is. Try,
I
try,
feel
try until you make it.
I mean, look, I've told you guys before. Anyway, like
Can
there's
I say?
sorry.
Um, yeah. Can I say something? Um, I want to disagree with you. I say to say try again, try again, try again. Um, if you are doing the same mistake and you are keep trying and doing the same mistake,
Oh, that's another
should I say
analogy, of
stop
course.
trying? But yes, uh,
That's another mistake is not in the argument, okay? I'm just saying like in the
yeah.
comfort zone.
So, Lee, have you think of having arranged marriage?
That might be cool for you.
I don't
Okay,
I don't
muted.
I don't think he needs a arranged marriage.
You're
He's
mute.
I mean, I don't think that's possible where I am, but
yeah. I don't think he
I
needs
think
it.
sorry, John. I think I don't I don't. I think I should focus on myself more right now. I think that's
Can,
how I feel. Like,
can
I
I
think
can
relationships. Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
can I just no? You don't have to be sorry. I feel like he does like I just talking to him for the 40 minutes that I've been talking to him. Lee is a good looking, funny, great personality. I bet you if me and him went out like tonight, I'm sure I could find him like a really nice girl. It's like
I
so
don't.
easy.
No,
It's so easy.
Yeah,
It's so
for a
easy.
night, I guess. It's
No,
easy
no,
for a
no,
night,
no,
So
no.
I
it's
guess.
more of like, how he
not
handles
nice.
this.
Exactly.
It's how he handles this.
I-
It's
not-
more on how he handles this.
Not just a night. I'm telling you, like we can probably go out and I could probably find him a very nice girl that likes him. Very easy. I mean,
But
I've seen
like
those.
Lee, this is the thing, Lee. This is why I
It's this
keep,
mentality.
like bullying
No.
you. This is why I
is.
keep bullying you,
It
is because I want you to wake up. I want
Wake
you
up to
kind of
what?
like
I mean, what?
wake
It's
up
this
to try to
mentality.
open your mind. Like
Yeah.
the mentality, a lot of
Um,
things happen out there.
It's
You have
like,
to open your mind.
are
No,
you saying?
I mean,
I say, are you saying to Lee that you have this buffet? You don't have any a la carte. You need to choose from
What?
this buffet.
I
It's
don't
like this.
understand the analogy.
yeah, no. He's got a good point.
Like,
He's got a good point. It's
No,
like
like tell it to
I'm
me
trying.
more.
No, what
Okay.
yeah,
Explain it to
what
me.
he's trying to say. What he's trying to say is like I've had a choice of certain women in the market, and it's not been the
Yeah.
right type of woman for me, and I haven't found that in this environment I'm have. And you guys have said in the past, like in this
You're choosing
stream, to
them.
say you should go. Yes, I have, and I've realized that, and I think like I've got to stop that, and that's what I've done now. Like, okay, I'm stopping.
You got to give those other girls a try. The girls that you
Yes,
you
yes.
wouldn't think.
Yeah,
The one that you wouldn't think
exactly.
that's
But
That's
who
what I'm
are
saying, like-
those? Who are those girls? Who?
they're
But the thing is,
outside.
no, but the thing is, that's what we're telling you. It's like, like it is so easy for us to say, but who? Because we're not you. But the
They're
thing
on
is,
the
that's what I'm
street.
telling you.
What?
But that's what I'm telling you. Like, for example, you're into dating apps, right?
No, I'm
And
not.
before,
I've
no,
told you I'm not.
okay,
I'm
yes,
deleted them.
I mean before. I mean before. You said before, and then you want it organic. And then last
Mm.
time you told a story about, your coworker flirting with you, right?
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
then you said, no, I can't because we're workers. That's probably a good idea. But
Yeah.
it doesn't mean
Cares?
you should
Just go
stop.
for it.
You should stop.
No,
But the
that's
thing is,
dangerous,
that
man.
means
uh,
no,
I
Go
but
for
no,
it.
but the thing
You can always
is,
get another
the
job.
thing is that doesn't mean you have to limit yourself because it doesn't work out well. It could be just, like have fun with her, chill out with her,
The
look
heart wants what it
with her.
wants.
Exactly. It's like it doesn't mean like you have to marry her the next day or the next month.
Yes.
It's
No,
just
there's
trying to
there's
chill
consequences to
out.
that shit. There's consequences
She
to
might be
that
the
shit.
perfect one. Who knows? You don't.
No,
you know?
in my job specifically, there's guidelines to say like if you date, for example, a coworker, there could be you could get fired basically.
They all say
So-
that,
No,
but
that's another
everybody
thing.
does it. You know what I'm saying?
man.
Everybody does it in Japan. Everybody
Yes,
does it.
yes.
Can I ask you guys?
No,
Everybody
that's
does it.
dangerous talk. That's dangerous talk. That's dangerous.
Lee,
That's
can
dangerous.
I ask?
You gotta
can
be
I ask?
dangerous.
Can I ask you, Lee? Can I ask you, Lee? Personal.
Mm.
Okay. Are you trying to stay for good in Japan, or are you there for work?
I wanted to stay in Japan for good, but to add to your question, I'm finding it very difficult to find a long-term relationship. But I do want to stay here for
We're
good.
telling you why.
Now I understand him. Because if can I say this? I'm trying to live for good in Japan too. It was 4 years ago, but unfortunately, I can't.
Mm,
A lot of reason to tell.
Mm.
Marrying a Japanese woman is not easy. Dating them
It's
is fine.
not. It's not.
Young and matured, young, old, and matured people, they are always something backing them or something pulling them back. No matter how serious you are trying to show them into this relationship, and it's like this. Now, what I'm trying to say is, you probably, I'm not sure, maybe you are probably in a wrong place. And
I
it's
think
really
so.
tough. I believe it's really tough for you to be into a serious relationship that turns into a marriage things.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
That's
I've
really
met
tough. I
Japanese.
believe
Sorry. Yeah, I
that's
agree.
very tough. I'm lucky. I had met a Turkish woman, and I'm
I,
happy.
I mean,
And
I mean, the last relationship I had was a Filipino lady, and that was the best relationship I've had in Japan. Like,
So
I've
that's
met
the
Japanese
reason,
women.
you have option to actually find a Filipina in the Philippines, bring them in Japan,
I
and
don't.
create a fucking
But
But
that
family
sounds
in
messy.
Japan.
That sounds really
that's a
messy.
lot of
yeah,
work,
yeah,
man.
that's
I don't know.
yes, I
That
agree with you, Lee. That's a lot.
that's
There are
So
hard,
cases,
that's the
man.
same.
yeah,
There's a lot of options. If there's a will, there's a way, and that's
Oh
always
my
kind of
god,
like
that's
no, but
hard.
anyway, so this is kind of like
Your
a really
coworker.
really nice
Look for the
conversation.
coworker.
I'm gonna get fired, man.
Get
Yo, if
another
I get
job.
fired,
It's
I'm coming for
okay.
Anyway,
you.
so last
You
piece,
can't find
last
me.
question I have for you guys. Okay. So the thing is, because we're all kind of like, like we're all kind of like
Uh,
exploring ourselves in different countries, right? I
yeah,
mean,
true.
this is my country, but because I'm half, it's very, very hard for me to fit in to whatever country, right? The same
Mm,
as with all of you guys, you're living in a country where you're not from, right? So in a
yeah,
way,
true.
I can understand that part. So, how much of like being true to yourself can you be, you know, in a country that doesn't relate to your own culture? Like it's going to be hard to be yourself because, it's a different culture, different people that you're not really accustomed to. How do you find truthful
I'm
in
I'm
your
always
life?
I'm always true to myself, and that's my problem. I'm
But
always true to myself. I was just talking to this with my girlfriend too because I feel when I meet somebody, I'm completely 100% myself. So some people, it's like some people either really like me or really don't like me. But it's like in Japan, you always have to be somebody else, not yourself. And I hate to say like fake, but there's like you have to be like fake and do all these things and be someone that you're not. And I'm always true to myself all the time, and that's also
that's not
my
good.
own problem.
That's
It's
not
not
good.
good,
Tatame,
right?
The thing is,
what is it?
before
Tatame.
before I ask before I ask anybody else, because we're running out of time. So the thing is, with being truthful in that sense, do you find it kind of like, do you complain about it because you seem to be self-aware that you're like that? Do you
Yeah.
complain about that
No,
people are like not liking
never.
you?
No, because I don't care.
Good.
Because if they don't
That's
like me,
a
I don't
good
care.
thing. And that's what I'm trying to say sometimes. Like,
And 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 here's
it's
one
so
thing.
good to not
He,
care.
he, here's one thing. Okay, fine. Like, and I was just talking to my girlfriend too because she doesn't like being social and meeting new people. But like for me, if I meet someone new, and usually they don't like me because I'm like just too forward. But in the end, you'll start finding someone. Those are your true friends, right? The ones that
Yes,
like you for you. So
True.
this is kind of same with Lee. Like, eventually there will be somebody for you. You just have to
Mhm.
find
I
her.
told him that.
That's true. Yeah,
Preach
it
it.
will come. It will come.
But you gotta
Preach
go
it.
look. You can't just sit
Yes.
at your house. They don't know where you live. You have to go out there and tell them your address. You know,
Yeah. You have to
you gotta
come to
find them.
Tokyo, Johnny. You have to be his wingman.
I think 100% sure. 1 week with him. If I went out with him like 2 or 3 nights, we can find someone for him.
Come on, Lee.
100%
Connect
sure.
with Johnny Kimchi.
And in Tokyo, are you crazy? 28 million people. You're saying you can't find someone good? There's so many people
I
there.
don't think it's a good area to meet people. I really feel like
Oh, there's a
Tokyo-
negativity.
No, it's not
Oh my gosh.
negativity.
Exactly.
It's not
Boys. Oh, there's the
negativity.
divorce rate.
Guys,
The women,
if
you
feels
can't
this
find
kind of
women
thing,
here.
it's his issue. If he feel like this kind of thing is his issue. The thing is
His
that
excuse.
What?
Okay, so anyways, before that, so how about you, Lee? You know, I know you're still finding your truth. You know, you're still finding your kind of like peace, which is the truth in you.
You seem
How
pretty
do
true to
you?
yourself.
Yeah,
He
I mean,
is, but you know, in a deeper meaning. I'm talking about in a deeper meaning. It's not just being true to yourself. In a deeper meaning, how do you
I think
find
so.
truth or peace living in a country that doesn't seem to fit you?
I mean, it's. I think I do like Japan. I do like living here. I think it's a struggle, to find a partner anywhere. You know what I mean? And I think, like what John was saying, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time and searching and inner searching as well to build
I'm talking
yourself.
about a week.
A week?
You can do
Yo,
it, man.
I've been
You have
there,
to.
man.
You have to
I've been there.
sponsor. No, Lee, you have to sponsor his ticket to come to Tokyo, and then he become your wingman.
He can do it. I think he can do it.
I mean, look, at the moment for me, it's not a priority for me. Like, I really
Yeah.
just want to focus on myself right now and kind of build myself up, because I've been there searching all the time for a woman to complete me. That's not how it works. You need to complete yourself first, and then that's when the relationship comes, because you're already complete, and then that relationship comes to complement your life.
I
not
beg to disagree.
your life. You
Yeah.
disagree?
Yeah.
But you don't have
Okay,
to
so-
you don't have to be look, just find a woman that's nice. You don't have to be searching for that perfect woman. Just find the one that's nice, or have some
Perfect for
coffee.
you.
Yeah, just have some coffee.
Anyways,
Well,
ayan.
fair enough,
So,
but I mean, like,
okay, before we move
look,
on,
if
before
you,
we get long, okay, the
okay.
question, Pinoy Galaan. How did you find your truth in a country where you live in right now?
It's difficult. It's difficult in a case that I was thinking of how to please people, but you know, in not in general, but people love to be. Should I say? I couldn't say just I'm next to my wife. um, they always wanted to treat them like a king and queen. And
Hmm.
a person who is coming from Asian country, or should I say Philippines, it's like they always think that you are in this position, and they are in this position, not on my uh, not on um, not on my way of thinking. It's not me, and nobody can do it to. Nobody has an ability to do it to me. So it's difficult, but I'm always trying. In a contrary, that um, why will I think of them? I have my own happiness to fulfill, my wife happiness, my family. The culture difference, no matter how you try to enjoy it or dive into it, it's not really uh, easy.
But
Um,
in my opinion, there's a difference between Japanese culture and the culture that you're in now. in terms of meeting a partner.
But yeah, to be true to yourself, it's in this place. I'm for my wife, yes. For the people I met, I don't care at all, unless I've seen care from them. No matter like not even not even. Uh, sh- I, I'm Asian and I'm Filipino, but I care to the people who cares to me. I don't care who, even inside the family. I throw people in my life. You don't need me, I don't need you. If I don't see you like this in me, I don't care at all. I don't believe in a bloodline that makes family. I believe in a family that's bind with love, not with blood. So maybe I'm like this.
I feel that is very Filipino. I have many Filipino friends, and Filipino people are so loyal. I have a lot of
Yeah.
friends, and they have a big
Wow.
family, and they're very loyal people, I think, and that's something that what you're talking about now, right? About
When it
blood and
comes
not
to
being blood. Yeah.
family, yes, when it comes to family, I could detest with that. Like, like there's a lot. And of course, because I'm multicultural, I think there's a lot of Filipino culture that hopefully we could come to talk about in the next live stream to come. If you want that, guys, please drop a comment down below if you want that. But, when it comes to Filipino culture, just a glimpse. Like there's a lot of Filipino culture, just the same as like we tolerate our own family, even if they are wrong. And a lot of Western countries cannot and will not understand that. And the thing is, that's one of the things that I kind of throw away because I don't like it. You know, I know it's part of, like my half heritage, but at the same time, it's not good for me. So I don't do it. Like if you're a family member, you do shit, I'll call you out on it. And I'm not going to be, afraid of throwing you away, especially if you're, you're shit, and that's just what it is for me. That's how life is. And that's how I think for me, that's kind of like where I find my peace. So, anyways, guys, Ayan, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, guys. And all of you guys that are watching this on replay as well, please make a loud, 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 and of course, connect to these loving people. That was my guest today. Ayan, I'm going to give you, Ayan, the red carpet. Ayan, let's start with you, Lee. Of course, you have your own YouTube going on. And guys, I'm going to drop their links down below. Please do connect with them. And also, if you're watching this on replay, all the links are going to be in the description box down below. So, Lee, your advice to all the people, Ayan, your words, Ayan, the floor is yours.
Virgins.
Come hither. Come hither.
They don't exist.
Call out to your woman, Ayan. Let's do that.
if
I mean, oh shit. No, I agree with a lot what you guys saying, and I appreciate your.
You don't have to. Just apply the things that you think is good for you, okay?
Yeah, I think you guys are right. Maybe I'm too pessimistic about certain issues and how I view certain relationships and stuff like that. And I agree. Maybe I should be a bit more open-minded, and I made it. And so I thank you for that, and I will try. I will try to take on your advice. So thank
he's
you.
not trying.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
No, Bentley, I believe in you. I believe in you. I'm not gonna talk to you for a long time like this if I don't believe you can do this. I'll
I'm
believe in
joking.
you.
I'm joking. But
No,
no,
but the
I
thing
really
is,
appreciate
this
it.
is
Thank
the
you.
thing. Like, like some people would tell us, like, we're talking about these things, and, like, at least for me, because this is my channel, I'm talking these things not because I want you to do this. I want you to listen to this. This is the way, or something like that. This is the right thing to do. It's not about that, guys. Like, I just want you to have a glimpse of every different perspective, because we all have, or we can have, same situation, which is we do actually have. We're in a country where we don't really kind of fit in a way, but at the same time, we find the perspective. We have different perspective on it, right? So that's what I'm saying. So, all our opinions, all our different perspective, kind of like a grain of salt or something. If you find it'll help you to be a better version of you, please do it. Get out of your comfort zone, find your truth, find your happiness if that's what you want to be. That's it. So last one, John Kinichi. Diba? The floor is yours, Johnny. Let people know, where can we find you? The floor
You
is
can find me
yours.
nowhere. You have to find me. That's the thing. Every time you put me into this thing, I always forget what I'm gonna say because I'm just looking at myself. Oh, I had so many things to say for Lee. Gosh, you gotta get me out first. Can you get me out? I gotta look at him. I gotta look at Lee.
He's off now.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's
I
why
had
you
so
have to
many-
connect with him.
I had so
Because
many-
I'm
so-
running
I had-
out of time.
There you go. Okay, let me. I got it. Here's the thing. When we get older, our preferences get lower. So if you're almost 40, if you're 40 years old, you're probably gonna date a girl who's like 30, unless she's like 20. So it's impossible to get a virgin. I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen, my friend.
Yeah, I agree with you. And yeah, I've got to be a bit more relaxed. I agree with you.
You gotta look more inside than the outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will
You're a
take that.
good-looking dude, man. I think you can find a nice lady.
I'm
He knows that. He knows that. He's just being, he's just being Lee, because that's who he is.
Joking, I'm joking. No, it's very valid advice. I'm sorry. Yes,
Can we do what do you call when you a follow up? Can we do a follow up next week? Get him back.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But the thing is,
Follow up.
you have to remember, guys, this live stream is not just for Lee. This is for viewers as well.
I thought this was
I don't know why it's
ICEE.
turning to me. Why is it about me? I'm fucking hell.
Because Johnny is so interested in you now. But Johnny, he is actually a very, 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 very nice person. And he always, like, no matter what happens to my channel, he always supports me. And that's why, I believe in him. Like, he wouldn't find this channel like interesting, and he wouldn't be kind of like a resident, because he always comes up when he has time in here. So I really appreciate that. And I know, some people that I get, guestings in here, somehow, that, your stories, your opinions, doesn't matter who you are. These things happens to people that would probably come to my channel, and this is what the heart of this channel. But at the same time, I just don't want to be bombarding Lee, because it's going to be just Lee. I don't want to overwhelm him. We have to give him a little bit of space.
Yo, I got more issues, man. I got red flags for the days. Yo, like if you want my red flags.
Yeah. But guys, like, if you want
Lee a virgin.
No, if you want, he always, like, you have to be always here, Johnny, because Lee would always update us on what's going on with his life, right, Lee? He always
yeah, of course. I will let you know
thing.
if I find a virgin. And
They all think that you are a predator.
Felipe, thank you for that. So before you go, guys, this is for Felipe.
happened? What was that?
It's for super chats.
I've never seen that before. I
Yo,
think
that one gets me every time. I'm like, whoa.
I think it broke my
You know
computer.
what? Lee is actually like this in the backstage. He couldn't look. Like
I think my
I'm
computer
having a hard
broke.
time.
That just broke my computer. Broke my speakers.
Emily Tick
Oh my
fail. I'm like,
God.
shit, it's too much. Oh my god.
My God. I think some things just flew off my keyboard.
It's scaring me again.
Oh my God.
Yes,
What the
yes.
heck was that?
And just to wake
Cracked
up
my
people.
screen.
Yes.
My computer screen's all broken.
I actually think
Jesus.
my screen also kind of glitches after that. It was like,
Gosh.
what's happening? What's
God,
happening with
well, I was like, what was, I never experienced that before.
my gift
Gosh.
is like ruining a lot of computers. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. Sir Pinoy, it's so
Crazy.
happy to see you back. Ayan, I hope to see you more and more. And guys, overtime na ako, 3.5 hours. I usually do only 2 hours. So I'm gonna get a spanking again. Thank you guys for giving me a spanking again today.
Wow.
Thank you so much. But guys,
I don't know about that.
thank you to all the
Yikes.
people that stay tuned till the end. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you all so much. Guys, thank you so much. And this is it for me. This is the channel. Ayan, kayo ang bida dito. Bye-bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Caca.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Bye, guys. Love you. Good night. Otsukare-sama deshita.
At the turn, bring it down. Oh, at the turn, bring it down. Oh, at the turn, bring it down. Oh, at the turn, bring it down. Oh. Thank